the curtains, holes through my heart, then I patch them up. These holes in the curtains, holes in my heart, then I paint them black. Now they won't let the light in. I got lost in translation, in between the lines, no one can read it. I broke myself in the places I didn't ever think more could be. And maybe someday I'll be enough, not for anyone other than me. Oh, maybe one day I'll be enough for someone, and that someone is me. Holes in the silence, holes in the chaos. How should I fix them up when I see holes in my wisdom, holes in my knowledge? How do I see the way when my eyes just wouldn't open? See, I get lost in translation, in between the lines, no I can't read it. I break myself in the places I didn't ever think more could be. And maybe someday I'll be enough, not for anyone other than me. Oh, maybe one day I'll be enough for someone, and that someone is me. I still get lost in translation, in between the lines, no I can't read it. I still break myself in the places I didn't ever think would. And maybe someday I'll be enough, not for anyone other than me. Oh, maybe one day I'll be enough for someone, and not someone. I still get lost in translation, in between the lines, no one can read it. I still break myself in the places I didn't ever think born could be. And maybe someday I'll be enough, not for anyone other than me. Oh, maybe one day I'll be enough for someone, and that someone is me. For someone, and that someone is me. For someone, and that someone is me. For someone, and that someone is me.
Wagwan Mujera na kuona, Wagwan Kafura na kuona, Wagwan Hazel na kuona. Mujera amekuwa mtu wa kwanza hapa, najua siku hizi yuko tu kwa tenje yake anangoja ku get notifications sana kwa sana, is going live now, alafu anatokea very fast. Kafura ni aje, my person wa kuhike. I am surprised that uko hapa na your old age, lakini tunakushukuru sana for sacrificing your sleep. People of your age na of the kind of activities you partake in need their sleep and their recovery. So asante sana for being here. Hazel, nawe pia tumekumiss, imekuwa muda. Nashangaa ni aje hujalala, mbona bado hujalala? Na this is your time. So wewe pia najua this is that time ya kuenda Slumberland na uko hapa after a number of sessions. Asante sana. Creatives that talk, imekuwa muda after our session a few weeks back, but naona umerudi. Shukran sana. When Creatives That Talk alikuwa hapa, ilikuwa the first time that we ever sampled music live, and then mara ya pili ilikuwa Viva na kina Uncle Jingjong. Kafura nasema tumuombe, ni old age bana, old age old age pamoja na activities zenye unafanya. This state of ours. Karibu sana kwa another sana kwa sana Sunday session. Ni Jumapili, kwa hivyo inamaanisha ni another time for easy conversations that huwa tuko nazo on this 29th day of May 2022 at 11:18 pm. Tunaendanga hadi whatever time tutaenda, tutajua depending on how this unfolds. It can go any direction, lakini asante sana kwa kukua hapa and joining another sana kwa sana Sunday session. Unaweza finya hiyo button imekuambia you can share the video, iwapo you want to share the video, iwapo una feel kuna people kwa your circles wenye wako awake sahi and hawana anything better to do na maisha yao, let them know. Unaweza kuja hapa na tufanye nothing pamoja. It's beautiful to do nothing, and it's even more beautiful to do nothing with other people, so you can do nothing together. Shukran kwa kukua hapa. Kuna vitu kadhaa vya kuzungumzia. Kama wiki iliyopita kulikuwa na number of things za kudiscuss, especially juu ilikuwa wiki ilikuwa packed na artistic events that nili attend, then I had to come and talk about them, ama ziliform our conversation ya wiki iliyopita. So there was something that nilikuwa na feel tunaweza discuss. We are supposed to discuss it today, na feel tutaigusia kidogo, lakini we shall have that extensive conversation. Si kitu yenye inaenda anywhere na sitaki to rush through it. Tutaifanya, we'll just touch upon it kiasi for today, lakini for last Sunday ilikuwa an integral part of our conversation juu, apart from discussing the reviews that tulikuwa tumefanya the week prior and then that week leading up to Sunday, tuliongelea launch ya Hivos. Walikuwa na launch books that have to do with the creative sector ya East Africa. So books tatu, I shared them here last week. Iwapo uko interested, unaweza check that live, uone hivyo vitabu. Ziko mbali anyway, but kuna ya financial management, kuna ya IP, na kuna ya finding creative ways of disseminate critical content. Those are the three topics that those three books touch on. After your launch ya hivyo zenye ili happen katikati ya wiki on a Wednesday evening at Baraza Media Lab, nimeona hiyo place ina host events kadha wa kadha. Kulikuwa na now the topic that nataka to delve into, not today, but nasema we'll have time that we discuss fully na extensively kwa another session. Ilikuwa tufanye leo but not yet. Sijaandika notes za kukuja kuwapatia lecture on, but ilikuwa story ya Sauti Sol na Azimio kutumia ngoma yao bila sync rights, na complaint ya Sauti Sol and their notice to the public and to Azimio and the aftermath of Sauti Sol kumake hiyo post. So from our wenyewe fans wa Sauti Sol to lay people to the ignorant Kenyans that we are, stakeholders kama the copyright bodies, the CMOs, MCSK, Kekobo, your dear Christian leader Ezekiel Mutua, to lawyers who are IP, to lawyers generally who think they understand IP and can make comments on this, mostly from lay Kenyans, ignorant Kenyans that we are, kuongelea hii story. Nimesema traigusia kidogo juu I saw a video earlier today that ili spark the need again, nani an impetus ya sisi kuhave a conversation, na tuta delve into it even further whenever we just have that specific session for that specific conversation. But hiyo story ilikuwa part of our discussion last week. The angle tulikuwa tunakuja nayo ni kuangalia the reactions na vile Wakenya wana view na wana treat wasanii. So that touched on a number of discussion points. Vitu na feel iwapo you didn't check that out ama ukuwa part of it, naweza kuambia uende uione. We delve into other aspects of that conversation, lakini the foundation ilikuwa kuangalia vile Wakenya wanachukuanga wasanii. Then tukaongelea one of the aspects that tuligusia sana ilikuwa kukuwa a popular Kenyan musician, something that tumediscuss kwa hizi live sessions severally. Then after that, now the last two events that I was a part of hiyo wiki, moja ilikuwa a show at Kuona Artists Collective. Nimekuwa nikiita Kuona Arts Collective, ni Kuona Artists Collective. Inaitwa The Jam ya Gote, a rebrand of their show yenye ilikuwa inaitwa Nairobi Jam that used to happen at Gote hapo Tao. Ilikuwa na happening kila Friday, not kila Friday. Was it the last or the first Friday of every month? Hii imekuwa Saturdays. Then kuna na kucheki EP launch ya Kim Chokera ili happen sides Spring Valley. So hizo events na activities zilikuwa part of our conversation. So hiyo ni our usual recap ya what we discussed last week. For hii wiki, Kafura bado upo hapa, tumekuombea. Are you still here? Yes, Kafura is the right person. Kuna topic hapa yenye Kafura anaweza tusaidia sana sana sana. Na Kafura, haya ni mazungumzo kuhusu kipenzi cha moyo wako, bad girl. Bad girl Riri. Na I think unajua kile nasema. We can touch on that. See ati I really am not equipped kuiongelea at all. Lakini juu Kafura kwa hapa anaweza tusaidia sana. Ilikuwa tu ni itaje, kisha wewe as a viewer ataka Hazel na DMB mko na info na views on the same, mnaweza zishare. Hapo ni nyinyi mtaguide haya mazungumzo, sio mimi, juu siko equipped at all for that conversation. Lakini juu Kafura kwa hapa na yeye ni mtu wa riri mbaya sana, ataka hajawapatia album since Entai. Amefanya vitu that have to do with this country na products zake. So we are getting to that in a few. So Kafura, tayarisha points. Hazel, if you are equipped na muko na views and thoughts, kuwa pia we tayari. DMB pia we kama you're part of the people who felt horrible kugundua Rihanna akona mtu na akona mtu mwenye alimpatia mtu tumboni. Kama uko part of hiyo team, kuwa tayari na comments zako. We shall get into the bad girl in a few. So hizo ndo maudhui tunafaa kugusia for today. 4 things really. Kuna nimeongelea Sauti Sol again, but briefly. Juu ujinga ya Kenya haiishi. So ujinga ya Kenya tutaiongelea for eternity. Na ujinga ya binadamu haiendi anywhere. And then Fenty, and then story of the Alchemist. And then show ya Kibet Mufasa. So hizo ndo vitu tunaweza changamkia for today. Anything else that comes up during this session, tutaigusia tu. Hiyo ina noma. Can I remember the name? Mpata. So you might have seen videos za huyu mtu mtandaoni kwa Instagram sana sana, maybe kwa your explore page and the like, kama mtu anaweza kuameshare kwa story ama amekutumia via whatever means you might have come across their videos. I have seen some of their videos previously, so maybe that's why niliona another one today ilikuwa recommended to me. So anaitwa, sijui kupronounce jina lake, I could be butchering this terribly, but I presume the name is DJ Lapoze. Ama ni Lapoze? DJ Lapoze. Hilo ndilo jina lake pale ama hapa Instagram. Lapoze ama Lapoze pod. So video niliona leo ni kuhusu Kenya naambia ya Sauti Sol, story ya copyright, story ya sync rights. So it's a minute and 51 second video. Yes, I think I could. Let me see if I can play it. Nakumbuka last week tulicheza, we played a review at the end of our live review ya Octopizo Jungle Fever, not ours though, ya FNNR. Nimeipata, so tutasikiza and then tuendelee. The video ni Azimio. So on YouTube ni hivyo tu, DJ Lapoze ama Lapoze. Unaweza ni correct if you know how the name is pronounced. Na anakaka mimi si kinini with the locks. Kwa YouTube ni Azimio should pay Sauti Sol for using their song. Here is why. On Instagram ni why Azimio should pay Sauti Sol for using their song. Tutasikiza and then tuendelee. Possibly kuna advertisement. There we go.
For the use of their music. Quick lesson on music copyright. Sony, hires Whitney Houston to sing I Will Always Love You. Sony owns the sound recording of the song represented by letter P. Dolly Parton wrote the lyrics and melodies of the song. She owns the composition represented by letter C. I believe Sauti Sol writes most of their music and they produce most of their music. So by law, they are given 6 rights of license. Immediately, their song becomes tangible. That means when they write it down or record it. But for simplicity of this video, we'll just stick to 2. The right of public performance and the right of reproduction. The right of public performance. This is when a song is played in a public setting, especially for commercial use. Say in a barber shop, or in an elevator, or maybe in a campaign or a meeting. There's a license that is supposed to be paid. But it's really hard for a musician to track down and know where the song is played. So they register with organizations called Performers' Right Organizations. In Kenya, we call them Collective Management Organizations, or CMOs, the likes of MCSK. That is the only license they collect, the license to public performance. So Azimio paid MCSK for the right of public performance, and they were given the license. But what Sauti Sol is claiming is that they were not paid for the right of reproduction, also called the synchronizing license. This is when, say, Netflix comes to you as a musician, and they want to use your music in their movie. They pay you a license called a synchronizing license. This license is not paid to a PRO or a CMO like MCSK. This license is normally paid to the author or the composer of the song. But Azimio claim they did it all for love. But Sauti Sol is loved by most Kenyans. Sauti Sol need money, not love. So pay up and subscribe for more.
Umesikia? Sauti Sol tayari fans wao wanawapenda, hawataki love, they need mula. It's all about the bag. Kama kawaida, everything is all about the bag. Tafadhali comment uniambie kama umesikia the audio. I really hope umesikia. Nijulishe kwenye comment section. Nikwambia tuko kwenye same nini? Na venye anakaa. Compare and contrast, Miuka kila mtu. Nimefanya na watu wengi kwa hii dunia. Na hapa Onyi Tibim slaps Sauti Sol with a good one, bombshell, over Raila using their song. Can't even watch such. The thumbnail is terrible. The title inasik attention obviously, but it doesn't get mine. So we just ignore that. These are vitu zenye zina to hold back such things. And even getting deeper into this, the comments nataka kusoma ni sample a few comments. Let me actually see a few comments here. On YouTube kuna 8 comments. There's just one ignorant comment kwa YouTube. Zimeja IG. Rather, I saw a few on IG. So K9 ni kama amesikia for the love. It's not for the love, it's for the bag. The bag ndio kila kitu. So I am presuming you've heard the audio. Since choose silence. So nita sample a few comments then tuendelee. History ya Sauti Sol nimesema tuta delve into it for a fuller session. Nikuja na notes zangu vizuri kama nimejipanga tayari for this class. Now, acha nianze na comment ya Daddy Owen that I saw earlier. Daddy Owen says, I really like your content. Nilikuwa nasoma comment ya K9 hapo. On this one, I will give you a different perspective due to my experience in the music industry for 20 years, and I was once a director of one of the CMOs. Kumekuwa na wasanii wenye wamekuwa kwa hizi organizations, at the helm of hizi organizations. My question ni, mmefanya kazi gani kwa hizi organizations for all of these years that mmelead hizi organizations to date? All these years later, since the formation of hizi bodies, wasanii are still terribly complaining na ranting na venting kila siku. A few weeks back, I came across this randomly na ilikuwa a few weeks after ilikuwa published. Niliona a reel yenye BN alikuwa ameshare on IG yake, na ilikuwa a screenshot of the M-Pesa message kutoka MCSK yenye alimtumia 1,000 bob and was it 1725 or 1750. Again, niruhusu ni confirm, then tuendelee na historia ya Sauti Sol. Nipate the exact figure yenye MCSK inatumia your superstars kwa hii nchi. Yes, 1,215 shillings .95 received payment. Oh, ini from Prisk Performance Rights. Yeah, Society of Kenya. So this is BN. This is BN wa Sauti Sol. Hiyo ndio pesa amepata kutoka Prisk. This was 4 weeks ago, April 29th. Na hiyo ndio hela alipata. Alitumiwa, the text reads 26th April 2022, 5:57 p.m. So question nilijiuliza when I read comment ya Daddy Owen ilikuwa hiyo, mmekuwa kwa hizi bodies for years, lakini kila siku ni wasanii wana rant daily wasanii wana complain. Kuna time kulikuwa na Elani, and this was years, ama ile time yenye walikuwa na hit songs, lakini walipata sijui ka 30 something, the likes of kina Abbas. Hii ni something that Poxy alikuwa anapigania 20 or something years ago, lakini it's still the same. Siko surprised, junajua vitu huwa hazibadiliki. Similar to when you go to the political side of things. Lakini if you are here and unasema ulikuwa hizi positions za leadership, itabaki tumeuliza maswali kuhusu kazi yenye umefanya, kazi yenye unasema umefanya. I also know Nonini has been kwa hizi bodies. I know Angela Ndambuki, na kuna other artists tu wamekuwa kwa hizi bodies wengi sana, lakini bado masaibu ya wasanii ni yale yale. So hiyo ilikuwa comment ya Daddy Owen, the first segment, akisema kupeana a different perspective due to experience yake for 20 years, and I was once a director of one of the CMOs. There are so many loopholes that can be challenged by that approach. Needs a very good lawyer, one who is really good with matters IP. Haya. Then kuna another that ni kama anagree na DMB based on what nimeona DMB ameandika. So K9 aliconfirm audio ilikuwa clear. So first K9 amesema such a thing happened to Juliani when Jubilee did the same shit. What happened? Yeah, Juliani I can't even remember. Which is interesting. Walitumia ngoma yake gani? Ama walicheza utawala? Simahama maovu ya kitawala, alafu the irony. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a song walitumia. Sikumbuki. I might have to look into that. Nakumbuka pia last week nikiliza DMB hapa kama anaweza perform kwa a campaign, a rally ya mwanasiasa na atapewa pesa ngapi. Then DMB anasema I like that the guy may simplify, cause it was a pretty forward issue, the fact that walikuwa na get back to law na inapeana a clear guideline in such a case. Hiyo story ya love ni kelele tu. Tuna promote KE content, wasanii wasikizwe. Wajua Kenya udhani people look for pity. Nika what we were talking about when we reviewed Mr. Moral and the Big Steppers na Babu. Watu wakidhani the LGBTQIA plus community needs pity. People don't need pity. Hiyo ndo approach yenye Wakenya wanaiangalia nayo. Mnalia tu play KE, tukiplay mna complain. Kitisa amesema walitumianga utawala. Siko surprised. Jubilee, imagine this is your current outgoing, as Ngati alisema kwa share Mufasa, president. Kwa billboards alafu amepigwa picha na shati yake pale, mkono zimeshikiliwa hivi, and then the caption, the copy ni tulisema na tukatenda. K9 anasema walitumianga utawala like advertise ile Jubilee imefanya in terms of development. Hawatasimama maovu ya kitawala. So the other comment that nasema ni kama na agree na DMB. The person says, thanks for simplifying this matter. I've heard so much noise of Sauti Sol should apologize. Now people know that they've just been trying to get their rights respected. Politicians wanakuanga na jokes. They want to steal even music that someone else has worked hard for. They already have love, they just need the money. Haya. So tuanze na tuende kwa hizi comments zingine sasa. Kuna this is so well articulated, new subscriber here. So kuna mtu anasema enda ulale sasa. Niaje Ken Coast, shukran for being here. Ulikuwa nasi pia Ijumaa, kwa hivyo asante sana. Tukikuwa na our celebrations. Juliani alizusha, but I think aliono zake za macho story ikaisha. The thing I saw involving Juliani ni a recent one. I think watu wa Azimio, or kuna post ilipublishiwa sijui na which media company, wakisema Juliani ako part of the team ya Azimio, sijui akilead which faculty. Then Juliani akatoa statement yake akasema that is false na hayuko aligned na any political party ama any individual. Lakini akasema kama kuna mwanasiasa mwenye atazingatia masuala fulani katika manifesto yake, katika mipango yake ya kubadilisha nchi, basi anaweza fanya kazi naye. So kuna masuala kadhaa zile alizowasilisha. Nakumbuka nadhani kulikuwa na gender based violence, nadhani pia kulikuwa na masuala ya youth na ukosefu wa kazi na mambo kama hayo, lakini sikumbuki the exact points zile alitaja, but alisema kama kuna mtu atazizingatia kwa manifesto yake basi atafanya kazi naye, lakini alisema hahusiki na chama ama mwanasiasa yeyote. Hiyo ndio nakumbuka kutoka Juliani. Lakini obviously hivi vitu ukiangalia, na believe ilikuwa statement ya Kekobo yenye MCSK and Ezekiel Mutua waliretort. Kekobo alikuwa amesema wakimaliza hiyo statement that Sauti Sol wanaweza amua kusolve hii issue either kupitia koti ama waisolve outside of court. So ni au kuamua, na sana I bring up kulink to story ya Juliani. Saa zingine ni hizi vitu happen, kisha msanii unazungumza na hawa wanasiasa na watu wao, mnaamua kuisettle outside of the court na unapewa your bag, kwa sababu it's always about the bag. It is always about the bag before anything else. The manifesto is the bag. This sounds like a very interesting skit in an album or somewhere in the song. The bag and the bag. The bag comes before your life. The bag comes before anyone else's life. Even if you lose your life for the bag still comes before your life. You will celebrate the bag in your after life. Amen. Amen. It's Sunday, so this is our sermon. It's all about the bag. Na kama kawaida pia, kama ni kwa kanisa pale hivyo kwenye church, it's always about the bag. Nionyeshe kanisa yenye inakosanga projects every now and then. It's always about the bag. Kama si kujenga a bigger church, kujenga sijui nini water systems, kushughulikia better construction na infrastructure, kama si kununua basi, etc. It is always about the bag. So the bag rules. The manifesto is the bag, and the bag is the manifesto. Unaweza itwa kando kama msanii, uambiwe kuna check fiti sana hapa, na nabaki umetulia. If you're calling me and I'm Sauti Sol for this settlement, sidhani tunaenda chini ya mita 10. Tukienda chini ya mita 10, pengine 5. Kama ni an out of court settlement, a clean 5 to 10, na tunaweza tulia. Na nimekumbuka, I believe kwa hizi story za copyright na trademark, watu ziget confused na kupatent vitu. Kuna nilisikia Steve Simple Boy alishughulikia hiyo phrase yake. Kuna time kulikuwa na issues na, I do not know which politician, but nilisikia kulikuwa na issues na what's the term, sijui ni phrase ya Mbogi Genje, but that had to do na a female politician who used that kwa campaign yake, I think kwa a tagline or something. Najua I think Chris Kaiga too, na Zimenais na Safaricom, I had something kuhusu the same. So kuna number of cases that unaweza angalia. I think that will be important for us to look into when we have this conversation. The cases na vitu vili happen. So hiyo Chris no nasikia ilikuwa kuitwa kando, kukanjwa, alafu unasema Zimenais na unatulia, vitu kama hivyo. And then ikikuja kwa hizi telecommunication companies, wako na mado, na they will even make more than they will give you. So unaitisha a hefty amount. The bag, yes DMB, get rich or die trying. Always about the bag. So kuna hizo out of court settlements depending on vitu mtamua, lakini ni pesa ndio itadetermine hayo maswala. So the other comments, tumanze hizo itoke hapa. Kafura, are you still here? Tunangoja Kafura tuambie kuhusu Fenty. Kafura is still here. Asante sana. Haya. Nishasoma moja, msali alisema haya, enda ulale sasa. Msee mwingine akasema Netflix is for business. Azimio is for the public, not business. Stop putting ideas in their minds. It won't work. Mwingine akasema, alafu mtasema we are not supporting artists. Mwingine akasema don't start a war you can't win. Hii Kenya iko na wenyewe. Mwingine akasema kwenda bana. Mwingine akasema wewe kujua ulale. And then mwingine akasema wait after dem bana. And then lastly mwingine akasema kwendeni huko tamaa za njaa. They are also marketing you for free. Of course they were marketing you for free, as in, what more could you ask for? You are this big band. Yes, we know you are the biggest band in Kenya, possibly East Africa, biggest band possibly too in Africa. Not so many at their level. There are a few actually, but you tour all over the world, you have the numbers, etc, etc. We know that, lakini we are still marketing you for free after 14 years plus of your career, of your hard work, and the songs that you've spent time writing, the amount of resources you've spent on your career. Ifika point mmefika, but we still are marketing you for free. So you have to show us some respect and behave as if mkona decorum. Msikia Sauti Sol? Because we are marketing you for free. For free. Using your hit song Extravaganza, or whatever song that was. But we are marketing you for free. And you have to respect us for that. And see that we are supporting you, because you definitely need the support. Definitely need the support. This is why Tanzanian musicians are making a lot of money in Kenya than you. Of course, this is why they are. Definitely, definitely. You think you are even near Whitney. Can somebody wake you up? Sauti Sol ni kama rumba ilitamba, ni kama extravaganza ilitamba, ni kama rumba Japani ilitoka nje ya Kenya ikafika kule Japani, alafu mkajisahau, mkadhani ya kwamba nyinyi ni wasanii wakuu katika hii nchi na katika hii dunia. Lakini lazima tuwakumbushe kwamba ni kana kwamba mlisahau na mmelala. Lazima tuwaamshe, tuwaraushe, tuwakumbushe ya kuwa mnahitaji marketing ya wanasiasa for free katika campaign. Mnahitaji this kind of support kutoka wanasiasa na kutoka wa Kenya. Naam, kwa hivyo msisahau kwamba mnatuhitaji na tunawasaidia. Therefore, msizushe na msianze vita ambavyo hamtaweza kustahimili na hamtaweza kumaliza. Iwapo pia hamtaelewa na mtazidi kuzusha, endeleeni mtakavyo. Tutawakumbusha sisi ni kina nani. Sisi kama wanasiasa, tunaumiliki nchi hii na mitambo kadha wa kadha katika nchi hii, rasilimali kadha wa kadha katika nchi hii, na sisi pia kama mashabiki ama sisi kama wananchi, itakuwa kazi yetu hasa kuwakumbusha haya. DMB anasema Gidi Gidi alipeana an experience walikuwa nayo time NARC walitumia song yao Unbwogable kwa campaign zao zote, but hakuna mtu aliwalipa hiyo do. Only get creative wakakulia kwa merchandise, and this is back in 2002. Possibly your time pia the idea ya changing the political landscape of this country seemed to have clouded everyone, and everyone here includes even the artists. So ilikuwa channeling your spirit ya the national psyche at the moment, the national consciousness ya kutaka kutoa KANU kwa reins za power na kukuona something new. Possibly that was the case then, but that is something interesting to note. Also nalikumbusha Kenrazy aliongelea kwa iko nini akisema how walikanjo I think ka 70k ama ka 80k na aliandikia ODM ngoma, ile ngoma yake Tichi yenye ilikuwa ya kumasha into the industry, ali remake aki diss the opponents, lakini akapewa tu ka 70 au ka 80. And then since iko nini ilikuwa ina pop up na wamegrow sana, their videos zimekuwa zikifikia watu wengi. So kuna sijui ni which political figure alishare akisema, okay, Kenrazy, you reach out to us, babo pianado, we can sort you out, and to right hizo wrongs zilizofanywa back then, something along hizo lines. Then Razy alisema on the other hand, DNA alikuwa saidi ya PNU au alikanjwa fiti sana. So kuna hiyo pia, which reminds me of Mtuka Ben Githai, where ni kama how you are commissioned for an art piece. Similarly, unakuwa commissioned uandike ngoma ya campaign, unakuwa Ben Githai, unakula pesa yako clean na unaendelea na life. So things of the sort. Hiyo story ya Sauti Sol haitaisha anytime soon, but the comments nimesample zinakuonyesha how majority of people still kutoka our convoy last week view artists, and kwenye arts watu wameziplace. You can see hata a video as clear as that breaks everything down, still hiyo ni kile msiana comment. Ni hii situation ya people just want to talk and speak and just spew things. Ni verbal diarrhea at this point. You just want to see your comment and feel good about kile umesema. Now feel important. Now feel as if your comment is very significant. You have to see kile nafikiria. You have to see, regardless of what umesema kwa hii video, still fuck you, comment yangu ndio ina matter, views zangu ndio za maana, kuna kile umesema huja make any sense. That sort of idea getting into hizi, I won't even call them conversations, junikatu aya mtu anangoja uongee ndio yeye aongee, even amekusikia at all. Just that is basically what we experiencing from hizi comments. And even time ilikuwa naangalia tweets za watu, time histo ilikuwa ina happen, ni unaangalia comments za watu unashangaa, do you even know kile unasema ama unaisema tu? Ego boosts, ego trips, such a thing. We shall continue hayo mazungumzo ya Sauti Sol nikikuja hapa na notes on hizi stories zote. I do not know now if our person is still here. Anaweza kuwa ameenda. Kafura, asante sana bana. Asante sana. Kenyatta ndo ametuacha. So, Kafura, ini ni ya Fenty, hii launch ya Fenty. Fenty Beauty. Kafura, Mujera, Nera. I know that kulikuwa na a launch on the 27th this past Friday. Sijui ilikuwa wapi. The talk of town, one is the excitement that Fenty may launch in a number of countries in Africa, Kenya being one of them. And I believe and I know that Kenya will always be one of those countries whenever kuna foreign products and brands who want to launch and open spaces. Here, I know Kenya will always be one of those. For some reason, tuko fucked up, but not as fucked up as other spaces. Hi, Babo, karibu sana. So, kuna hiyo perspective ya, Fenty imefika Kenya. Na vile nimesema, siko equipped for this conversation. So, nitakutegemea. Iwapo uko na any thoughts regarding any aspect of history ya Fenty, irushe tu kwa comment section. Irushe tu. That is one. The other one ni still linked to the fact that Fenty na launch, the opportunity that ina present. opportunity ya watu kutumia products za Fenty. Obviously that means money going back to Fenty, obviously, but the opportunity ya watu ku experience Fenty, na also the opportunity ya now when it comes to level ya watu ku earn income here via whatever channels and possibilities is the people who will work with them, kama ni employment from a staff level, or this is me making projections na guesses rather, usijui what the exact relationship and situation is, or other employment still opportunities, but ikija kwa level ya partnerships, brand partnerships, personal brand partnerships, ama kampuni kubwa in general na kuwork na personalities, nikisema brand, personal brand partnerships and such collaborations. Then this also now means kuna watu fulani waliotafutwa kwenda kwa the launch yenye ili happen on Friday. So hapa ndio watu wenye wanaojulikana kama influencers wanapata hela zao ama wanatafutwa kufanya hii shughuli. So hiyo aspect ili bring in another part of this conversation, story ya watu kukanjwa na influencers, kukanjwa or lack thereof. So kuna hizo aspects nimetaja, kisha the other one ni sasa story ya where I want Kafura to tell us things, ni story ya fashion. Niliatua tu, we're just talking about the attires, the attires watu wakizusha kuhusu fashion, na Kafura nakuanga huge on easy galas and red carpet events. So hapa ni yeye anaweza tu steer vizuri sana. Kafura, hizo comments zikuje before you go and sleep. If you're even still awake, unaweza kuwa umelala on this live session, as has happened before with our brother who was here na akatoka K9. So nikaliona anaweza kuget sleepy, akajiambia sitaki kile ilirika a while back happen tena. So Kafura, feel free. Also vile nimesema, Hazel, Babo, DMB, feel free kurusha any sentiments. Hapo kwa fashion pia ndio tunaweza gusia kidogo. This is where sana kwa sana now becomes a podcast, and we are just talking about vitu zina happen in showbiz and such conversations. And I wasn't even to have this, just came up nasema okay, it's happening, tunaweza igusia anyway. And then kuna a thread niliona, someone breaking down hizo outfits, akishare sentiments zake kuzihusu na what could have been done better, what worked, what did not work. I saw that earlier pale Twitter. So kuna maoni kwa wingi. I will hereby wait for your comment kuihusu, nisome na tusonge. Sina anything else ku adisia apart from another post that I saw earlier. So I saw this a few hours ago, and then after this tunaweza endelea. As I've stated, kama kuna maoni regarding any of the aspects that nimetaja, from story ya the personal brand and those partnerships and opportunities, employment from the staff perspective, or again now corporate partnerships with Fenty, kama ni the event itself, kama ni the fashion, vile tu una feel free, or what this even means, if it means anything. Rusha comments. So in the post niliona earlier, nikasema I will read this tukihave a conversation, and it's on Facebook from our very own Babu. Niaje Babu, and possibly this is their contribution to a conversation. Nasikia mtoe analia huko nje. That's the price you pay for having children. At midnight, they will remind you of their existence. At the same time, you have to get the bag for them. So, in this post ya Babu inagusia a number of elements ya haya mazungumzo. Babu anasema, and I suspected you was going to do this. Babu, wewe ni intellectual bana, lazima tusome kazi za intellectual na academics hapa. Tumesample DJ Lapoze ama Lapoze, I'm saying it because sijua jina lake linakuwa pronounced earlier, na yeye kuongelea story ya Sauti Sol na mbona Azimio inafaa kuwa kanja. Sasa pia tuko na Babu mwenyewe na post yake. So Babu, if this makes you uncomfortable, the door is open. We leave the door open. Here we follow the beautiful philosophy of Silk Sonic, and we leave the door open always. So Babu anasema, I have been avoiding analysis on anything. Still, this Fenty launch got me rethinking. I will talk about it as a creative who earns their living from artistry. The one thing you learn so fast as an artist is branding. Branding is about your beliefs, hopes, work ethics, and even just how you move around the world. Branding is why you have different types of artists and arts. It is why you love some type of artists or of arts and not others. You felt that you aligned, and in some instances you don't. It is even why artists say yes or no to some opportunities or deals. So for those, Babu wants to sue me. Haya, sa hii imekuwa story ya Sauti Sol. Babu ananisuj because nimetumia nini yake. Natumia their intellectual property. I am using the intellectual property. I also saw another post from Babu earlier. Acha kwanza nitafute hapa, nitumie to my advantage. Si party. Babu kona bahati sana. But it had to do with intellectual. Oh, I think it was on Twitter, not on Facebook. Ini from Facebook. Lucky you. Niaje Edna, karibu Sara. Natumia IP ya Babu hapa. So nilikuwa nasema kama huku kwa live ya The Bambies earlier, walikuwa na share experiences za being part of a particular event, and so kulikuwa na historia au kutotaka kuenda kwa hiyo space walikuwa and working with those people again. So this is a reflection of the same, and it relates completely. Akisema it is even why artists say yes or no to some opportunities and or deals. So Edna, for today, quickly, one, tumeongelea story ya Sauti Sol na IP. Story yao na Azimio, tumerefer to a video online kuihusu na comments za Wakenya. Then sasa tunaongelea story ya Fenty. Alafu nangoja these knowledgeable people to help me through this. That's why I have to steal information. I have to steal intellectual property from Facebook. Ndo ni appear smart angalau. It's always about putting on a guise, and you have to wear and perform an identity as you maneuver through the world. Then the other thing ningedai tugusie ni after Fenty ni The Alchemist na Mufasa, then we shall be done. So hayo ndio maudhui ya leo. Iwapo una mawazo yoyote kuhusu any of this, rusha hapo kwenye comment section kama kawaida. Brand is what artists are held accountable to. It is how we say your politics. That is just a brand. Now, on the Fenty launch, first, Fenty doesn't pay influencers. I am told the Kenyan PR firm pocketed the cash here. So I saw an interaction kwa comment section. Mtu akisema they pay before and after, lakini juu mafala wa imta walikula mkwanja. Kama kawaida. Tumesema hapa hivi tukiongelea relationship kati ya wasanii na wanasiasa, kama ni Juliani na Jubilee, as K9 ametuambia, siko sure just the story, or the Chris Kaigas or the whoever's. The bag is the manifesto, and the manifesto is the bag. You always put the bag first, in front and before your life. The focus remains to be and will forever be the bag, whether you are alive or dead. You have to be searching for the bag on your way to your deathbed. It would also be you're searching for the bag on your way to the kind of life you need. That is exactly why you have to always and constantly put the bag ahead of everything else. Thank you. Amen. Amen. They are the platform's space. It is how billion-dollar businesses are run. Exploitation of labor. So do your math. They are completely on brand. You can fight them and call them out like so many people have done, or decide to play the game. If you show up to that thing, we all assumed you joined the game. Second, I most probably, imeandikwa ka an academic paper. First, second, points zimepangwa kwa different paragraphs. Academics, intellectuals. Second, I most probably, also Edna fully identifies and relates to Storia being scholars, seeing that she just graduated na alimaliza a paper a few weeks back that she needed help with from mtuka mimi na our dear friend Furaha wa Music Junkie. Lakini mimi, I cannot help because mimi si intellectual. As I've said, I just pretend and I have to put on a veil. You have to wear an identity, etc. It is completely not me. I am performing for sure. Second, I most probably could not have dressed better. Neither could I. I can never. I think if I get to that point where naezaitwa kwa such shows, I will just be declining because siwezi enda to your stress. into that mile. I don't even have shoes to walk that mile. I have no tuxedos, gowns, or accessories, and if I could have shown up, I would have brought dyke realness. Please. Dressing up and showing up looking dapper than the dappest is part of branding. As an artist, you can't suck and tell people you weren't paid or was paid less. People only see you. Doing a bad job is betraying your own identity. You are betraying yourself. Also, Rihanna is considered a fashion icon, and so whether you are aware of it or not, she is the bar. And when you show up for her event, your makeup, clothes, shoes, accessories, photos, and documentation of the event is Rihanna level, whether there was money for it or not. You could have said no, that space doesn't align with my brand. This is very acceptable. There may be repercussions, but if you decide to pander and secure your future influencer bag, the bag, remember the bag. Pander the hell up. Pander like you're the best panderer to ever pander. You can cue designer song Panda here if you feel like. Go there for yourself. Hire the best everything. Influencing is a make-believe game. Play it well. Consumerism is a capitalist thing. If you indulge, look like you do. Couture this shit up. Because now most influencers have just compromised their brands for nothing. You aren't paid, you used the little money you had, and now you have to do a fresh photo shoot to remind everyone that you are dope. Nikisemanga tuko na intellectuals hapa, naona Edna akicheka akisema performing kitu gani. I really mean it. As we said a few weeks back, tukidiscuss Kendrick Lamar and Ngoma Ka The Heart Part 5, Ngoma Ka Anti Diaries, or as Babo would call it, Auntie's Diaries. Na tukisema peers of Kendrick Lamar could never do such songs, write such songs, create such music and such art, such intellectualism. I could never. Not at all. So Babu anasema Jubilee said Juliani is one of the artists partnerships. So K9 hapa earlier ametuambia that kuna a situation ya au kutumia utawala, which is extremely hilarious. Na amesema kulikuwa na a boardroom kind of settlement. I do not know how true that is. Then nikasema the only situation I am aware of ni a publication kusema Juliani ako part of leading a team ya Azimio, then Juliani kurefute na akasema afanyi kazi na mwanasiasa yeyote. Hiyo ndiyo kile nafahamu. So maneno ya Fenty tumesoma, peace hapo. Sina mengine ya kuadisia, lakini iwapo excuse moi una maoni yoyote, tafadhali kama kawaida feel free kuzirusha kwenye comments. Sasa tunaweza ongelea the last two things that tuko nayo kuzungumzia. The Alchemist, the famous Alchemist bar, the famous Alchemist that over the years imehouse the creative scene. It has been what you can call a hub, a cultural, an artistic institution, a home for artists, for creatives, for businesses na establishments. For years imekuwa part of the Kenyan art narrative, the Kenyan creative scene journey. It has been. And haijakuwa all rosy and a beautiful mark or stroke kwa hiyo canvas at the Kenyan art scene and the Kenyan creative community, as maybe was envisioned. Sijui what their vision was when that was started, or as Kenyans would have hoped. Hasn't been. Ni something typical of a number of spaces, hata outside of art spaces. Kuna spaces and establishments za recreation outside of being art related ama connected to the creative scene, that they also have easy story coming up from time to time. Bars and restaurants discriminating people. This happens here in this country a lot. So see specific racism, see specific to specific people or one establishment. It's a global phenomenon. So obviously utai witness places nyingi sana, overtly or covertly. So the Alchemist imekuwa ikitrend jana since tuko Jumatatu. Ni aje Kemi, karibu sana. Babo anasema yes, they even used his song, so in Jubilee it is co-optation on steroids. Nilikuwa Twitter earlier today, naona trending Alchemist. I was even supposed to make a post about it, nikisema here I was thinking that the producer extraordinaire Alchemist, the Alchemist, ana trend. Lo and behold, ni the famous Alchemist bar pale hivyo West nilikuwa na trend. So at first nikamua kulenga because I rarely bother kuangalia what is trending and why. Barely. But niko na Alchemist, niko na Westlands, and then I saw a tweet by Gufy akisema vile ya kwangi fanua Alchemist. So ika ni open, nikajua so ni the Alchemist the bar. So nika end up kwa the trending segment, nikaangalia the tweets and why this was happening. So kuna a tweet mtu alishare kuhusu story yote, na ni ye kuongelea how walikuwa the Alchemist a few days ago, na kuna a video clip yenye ameshare with the tweet, na it's very short, na inaonyesha hapo kwa entrance ya the Alchemist kuna metallic bars mbele ya the entrance, and so car gate iko hapa, the metallic bar iko hapa, and then imekuja hivi then hivi I think, and then on this side, viewing the video on this side and the right side, kuna Indians on that end. I really could be mistaking or missing or misrepresenting their ethnicity, their identity here. And then on this other end kuna people of this skin of ours that clearly God cast us with. For some reason, through history, it seems, God alicheki akasema, black skin, dark skin, melanated skin, they could use some suffering for their existence. They could use some discrimination. They could use some of that marginalization and oppression. So I'll record your video. It seems ndo alikuwa amefika, and then akona hiyo line, people of Asian descent, as Babu anasema. Your line, the last person who had just joined alikuwa amekaa hapo amesimama and then umsa anasema ati watamfukuza ama kitu kama hiyo, watamfukuza and then literally after manzee statement hivi, even before huyo mtu akuja join hiyo line iko on this right side, mtu mwenye alikuwa na record alikuwa anasema walai ni racism as ana record the video and then umsa akaenda akajoin a few seconds kachujwa akaambiwa yo your people are on this other end, toka hapo, your people wako kwa hiyo side. Ooh. The price you pay for having this skin, it's the price you pay. It's a small price to pay, right? Just a little bit of discrimination that ostensibly happens globally and has been happening for years. Just a little discrimination, it won't hurt. You are of a resilient lineage, right? You can deal with this. You've dealt with this for years. And that's the video. So unaona hao akiingia from the right side, and then watu wenye wanarekodi video akiingia from this left side, and that is the scenario. So you can decide to be conscious culturally, socially and politically. Now we break down from different angles, and some of them are coming in. So let's read through this before we proceed. As we proceed, also Irauka amecome through. Shukran sana Irauka. Nilikuwa Irauka pia Ijumaa. Asante sana. Kama tu Ken Coast. Shukran sana. Babu alisema again, Kenya is the most neo-colonized space of all colonial camps. Such statements can definitely get you arrested. Children of a lesser god when your melanins got a tint. Who said that? Irauka, ebu peana nini hapo? Mwenye IP ni nani? Then Babu anasema like God poured the sauce in for the drama. More you know. So sawi kionanga we are here tunasemanga we got the sauce. We're just channeling God na creation process yake. Hazel anasema spaces in Westlands have been like that. So Nyawa anasema si Alchemist too. The racism, the discrimination is there. But of course, we can deal with this. Spaces in Westlands have been like that. Took my mom for a birthday dinner at an Indian restaurant some years back. We the people, with the blacks were seated at one end of the restaurant next to the washrooms, served by black waiters. Whose first question was how much we had for spending that night. And the other end, obviously, was just Indians served by Indian servers. Nakwambia. Appetite, segregation, blacks only, whites only. Kaeni huko, kaeni huko. Mlikuwa mmekaa on the other end. I'm telling you. But oh well, life. It's pusher. Yes, I can see that. Sasa naweza feel hiyo cadence sasa. Naweza feel hiyo cadence. Nilikuwa nafikiria not Black Thought. The only person I was thinking about ni nani? Nilikuwa nafikiria Sarok. For some reason mind yangu imeenda kwa Sarok, sijui kwa nini. But I can see your cadence ya pusher. Pia babu anasema ati it's pusher. That I also know. Alafu anasema wow, hip hop head. Hirauka naambia hizo ati you should have kept it pushing. Unajua babu is trying so hard ili nimkubali kwa the hip hop community. After ye kuturapia mimi za Dwayne Johnson kwa ile ngoma yake na Tech 9. Sasa nataka tumkubali. Niwaambia tuko na mimi na statements zangu kuhusu the bag, mimi kuhusu my sentiments kuhusu Sauti Sol na politicians and how they are doing Sauti Sol a favor, mi kuongelea racism na God to make black and story ya how we can deal with pain and oppression, and now comment ya Babu. This can be amazing skits. Babu says the racism is enough to go around. Do not I'm adding this in any way. Do not worry, just stay seated, as Hazel and the mom did. Ameambiwa na Irauka wange push, but as they did, stay seated, don't worry, we will get to you shortly. There's enough racism to go around, so relax. Mujera anasema the time Idi Amin chased away Asians from Uganda, he had the right idea, maybe just the wrong execution. So vile nilikuwa nasema kuna angles nyingi to his story. The other angle that is prevalent kwa such situations inakuanga Irauka nasema ni victim blaming, right? Na what I mean ni inakuanga shifting the sort of a gaslighting in some way, where you are shifting the target and una blame the victim na unafanya the victim question. But the idea here ni that the perpetrator, the discriminator, the racist from your story unamtoa, alafu tunaangalia wewe mwenye ni the victim of racism. And hiyo ni another angle ya hii discussion. Sasa specifically yenye niliona ties to kile Mujera anasema ya mtu mwenye alikuwa anasema ati tufukuze hao Wahindi kutoka. Kwanza alikuwa amejaa mbaya sana akisema Indians ni maumbwa, inafaa tuwachuje, waishie etc. The fury can be understandable, is possibly understandable. The phrasing, the view, the perspective, not so, in my view. Kuna one review tulifanya ya Coco M. Kuna song called Land Black First, Land First. Na kuna hiyo get off a land, get off a land, get off a land. Iki the refrain. And one thing that Roger alisema, obviously Roger's soul died a while ago, but alisema ingekuwa few years back ingekuwa yes our land etc, our land, but since his soul died na kasoma history hapa na pale, kuna the realization that the idea of this being your land and this not being someone else's land depends on how far back you go, depends on your vantage point. Juu land is literally no one's, and the result of the globe as is ni an amalgamation of very many migration movements, place to place, place to place, place to place, hadi human beings wanze kukame up na systems za ownership of land, za distribution of land as one of the most important resources that a person can own. So human beings come up with this as a system, come up with systems of managing this resource and distributing this resource and finding out, so any resource moja yenye you have to own, iko tied to a lot of things. Importantly, iko tied to food and production of this basic need. Similarly, iko tied to another basic need, home, and a place unaweza ita home. So iko tied to important needs for the human being, na watu wana realize, so if I do own this resource that tunajua ni land, it means something as far as those needs and even more. So systems zina come up arbitrarily za ku own land, but literally technically hakunati land ya mtu, and land ya mtu at a point ilikuwa land ya mtu mwingine at a point, and that can go and go kwa a point where ni a regression loop yenye haina end, unaweza enda back and back and back and back and the like. Also, the other thing, which is the other point, human beings have experiences, a lot of experiences that takes them to where they are and where they feel like or place wanaweza ita home. And I'm speaking this now nikiongelea the Asian community in Kenya who are Kenyans. So kuna hiyo danger ya othering them, because hiyo othering inakosingi vitu ka xenophobia na such discriminations. And of course this is not in any way here disputing and excusing and condoning the discrimination and the racism that iko in this country, not in any way. Kile na raise ni the Asian community here ime kuwa na hiyo battle obviously juu this is not where their descendants walikuwa, and wame fight because kuna hiyo othering that wame experience here, and the othering entails wa Kenya not viewing them as Kenyans, viewing them as others, and not being accepted as Kenyans. What this does, obviously, outside of the othering, the possible xenophobia, ni building communities for themselves that who wanna feel they've done so well. And also that's part of these spaces kama the alchemists and the jays that they go to and feel at home in, na wako welcome, and then obviously wewe utatreatiwa njia fulani, utaulizwa maswali za una spend pesa ngapi leo usiku hapa, and the like, ama unaambiwa hakuna kuingia, lakini kuna watu wengine wenye wataingia, ama ukiingia vile unapewa services ni very discriminatory. Hizi ni vitu even maybe you are here na ume experience. So this definitely happens, but kuna hiyo building of their communities ama finding spaces where wana feel ni homely. The other thing ni also capability ya build communities goes back to land. And historically this goes back to colonialism. The other thing that we don't notice, ama some do, ni it's black and white, and even ndio tunaiview ni we identify as this is one, and kama uko na hii ngozi sisi tuko side moja, then kama uko na ngozi yenye si na ni hii, hiyo ni the other side. But Asians are not white in the way that people presume them to be, but huku si tunawalampingi kwa side moja wote, it doesn't matter. And outside au kukua another tier, kuna whites wengine before ufike kwa the Asian community, alafu break that down. Obviously before we get to you mwenye uko na ngozi sijui unapatikana tu kwa hiyo hierarchy, but that's another story. And it gets worse for you depending on the number of intersections you have within your being and who you are. So the communities and how kuko able kuzibuild comes with owning land as one of the many resources that allows you to do that, which transports us back to colonialism. And colonialism, kuna hiyo discrimination and that separation, your segregation, specific places for specific people. We know the repercussions of this when it comes to neocolonialism and particular communities taking over and owning resources. But now because your history itakwambia kuna the whites, the Europeans, and kulikuwa na the Indians na kulikuwa na Waafrika. So then kulikuwa na wale Waafrika kwa reserves, the squatters wasa walikuwa nafanyia Olami Wera, etc. Kuna again vile nimesema kuna tiers to this, na ina depend na intersections zile being yako inahaba itadetermine kwenye una land kwa hii tier, kwa hii hierarchy. After the Europeans were the Indians, as it was Nini and the Asians, and kuna hiyo history ya building the railway, and it's something that Moyes G Vasanji ame touch on, I have a book by him here, a historical novel touches upon that, but ni kitu ameongelea. Outside of that ni as far as tiers walikuwa above nyinyi natives nyinyi locals, so iliwapatia a head start. Hiyo head start ikatrickle. The concept was there kuwa segregate kwa specific communities, specific areas of this country, na ika maintain hiyo lineage up until date. Now sisi tukakuwa kwa tier fulani, which meant lack of resources, and it took time for people to get their resources, if you even get there first and foremost. Lakini for the leaders, your neo-colonialists, wenye walichukua rasilimali, walichukua mali mikononi mwao, walijiset apart. But hizi ni systems zile zimekuwa tu maintained after leadership ibadilike kutoka mlami to Mwafrika mwenye anaongoza, na the result of those systems na hizo structures ndizo zinaonekana ziki play out sahi. So hiyo imedetermine how, where they live, how they stay by themselves, but also how Kenyans view them. Nimeongelea Moyes Vasanji, na nilikuwa nasema hiyo struggle ya au kukua accepted outside of colonialism or even intertwined with colonialism. One is the idea that you have individuals, nikisema watu wako na layers to their experiences in life, whom they have only known this place as their home, and wako na generations who've lived here peke yake, going as far back as colonialism and or before. And the idea this is not your land, this is not your home, ni misconstrued similarly all across this world. We have people with different stories zilizowapeleka kwenye wako, and then generations before them leading up to place yenye wako that huwezi wa discredit on hiyo basis ya their ethnicity, hiyo basis ya their race, na kusema isi home yako and the like. Kuna very many layers to the stories, but whenever even you ask people hilo swali la Kenyan authors, similar to asking people kuhusu African authors, Indian, Asian writers, authors do not make hizo lists. Kuna a way our mind imelock hizo perceptions za identity, hizo perceptions za race, hizo perceptions za color, similar to story ya Africa, the North African countries. Watu watajangi authors kutoka huko, so ni the sort of same psychology which is internal happening here, and that is the sort of struggle that nilikuwa naongelea, but au kukuwa identified na kukuwa viewed kama Wakenya na watu wenye wana belong, na nilikuwa naitie to your story ya viewing people as others and not of the land that is their home. Hizo ni angles kadhaa za historia yote. The other angles ile nilisema ni we are aware of these places kukua, as I've stated, na as tumeshare, racist. And hata the Bambis wameiongelea kwa their live a few hours ago. Kuna kuanga na hiyo idea ya it is still touching on the victim, but now kuna the idea that hii ni concern imereiziwa for very many years. While going through hizo tweets, kuna moja ilikuwa pulled from 2018 by someone named Cynthia, akicomplain kuhusu an experience ya mabeste wake kuambiwa mwezi couplets fulani, hiyo ni ya wazungu na Wahindi. And also another clip, hii ni 2018. So unaona msee akitoka from one place akienda place ingine, alitweet about it with that video, akashare the story, then kulikuwa na a response from the Alchemist, walitoa a statement. I don't know if senyenekaneza ipata. Oh, and rest assured, this will happen again. Rest assured, this will happen again. Si ati imecure racism in any way. Nimeipata. Kabla ni isome, nisome comments hapa. So Irauka utaki, venye umesema umeshtuka, utaki watu wafukuzwe. Utaki techniques za kaka yetu Idi Amin. Babu alikuwa anasema which human beings, oh no, anasema at DMB even Mugabe had the right concept with chasing white people. Ilikuwa anasema Mugabe pia alichuja watu. Which human beings came with the idea of land ownership? We all know them. Land is a communal resource that people service for sustainability of earth and the things here. Then akasema, we can't use the master's tools to destroy the master's house, said Asata. The unfortunate thing ni hiyo ndio inakuanga the means that watu hutumia all the time. Dimbe anasema, man takes too serious what the gods made for fun. I always feel like all these atrocities we undergo as humans, and especially black humans, will always come back to a certain man somewhere. Even today, DMB anasema malipo ni hapa duniani. Time whites walikuwa wanatoka Kenya after kuturudishia uhuru. Apparently, they sold us the land they took from us. Like, what the fuck? And Indians were used as middlemen to broker the deals. Like, what the fuck? They even wrote each other letters from Babu. And then came in as it was a BS statement. So came in and anijua. I think Jay's released a very similar one when the queer community complained like 4 or 5 years ago. It's never ending. My exact point. Sani some. I think na hiyo ya Jay's, sijui kama it's the same one. Is it the same one? Was it the queer community? Was it an artist? No, ilikuwa an artist. Nakumbuka kuna, sijui kama ni the same. Nakumbuka kuna a waitress alimwagia mtu drink, and then they had to go to room sijui ya the manager. Don't know what ensued there. Ilikuwa tu maybe 2 years ago. There was just something happening. Baba anasema yes, Jay's dead. Alafu anasema people are tripping over themselves to align with their classes. Classism. Please let these motherfuckers catch the smoke they be looking for. Yes, so there is that idea a lot. You're getting into these spaces, the idea of association, the psychological and the sociological idea of association and belonging. Hizi ni deep-seated human needs na tunaziona zikiji-express in such ways, kuenda kwa such places, such hangout joints, such events, etc. These ideas are coming out. This is now from The Alchemist. Ini from you story nimesema 2018. Dear Cynthia, huyu ndio mwenye aliraise your story mtandaoni on Twitter. We've recently heard complaints from you that kwanza kuna typo. Kuna typo. They didn't even bother. You can just tell hizi ni zile zenye ni template. Ni template, alafu huku wameziandika, alafu whenever something happens, msemo yako in charge of this stuff anakontaktiwa, anaambiwa yo, kuna new complaint on Twitter, jina ya the complainant ni, alafu ni story ya racism. Obviously, once again, the usual. Do the thing. So, Sama, you've recently had complaints from you that specific contracted bouncers in our venue had acted and spoken in a racist manner towards you and your friends. This is not a behavior that we will ever condone or accept. We sincerely apologize for any hurt that this has caused and make clear our policy towards race and inclusivity, as well as next steps. The Alchemist was built, so we're giving you our history, people, so that you understand where we are coming from, so that you understand our vision. I know African Alia had talked about vision when this was being built. Alikuwa muuliza swali kuhusu lengo letu lilikuwa lipi, kwa hivyo muda ndio huu, na amini ya kwamba niko na jukwaa ya kuwahudhuria na kuwaambia lengo letu lilikuwa lipi tukiunda The Alchemist, na kueleza ni kwa nini sisi ni racists. Naam. The Alchemist was built on a dream that a diversity of people, experiences, and activities was going to be a cornerstone of our existence. Our very composition encourages that idea. We are a collective of entrepreneurs in food, fashion, music, books, and art. Our members are comprised of employees and founders from Kenya, Nigeria, France, Sweden, Rwanda, the UK, and America, the great America. Our skin shades run the entire spectrum. Our accents are confusing. Our backgrounds come from opposite parts of the world, and our lives are uniquely different. as yours are too, I believe. In fact, the only thing that ties us all together is the belief that we can create a home together that welcomes others of any race, gender, and belief. And it seems that one of us is having a problem expressing themselves as I'm reading our manifesto. Obviously, the other important manifesto in life, apart from the Alchemist manifesto, apart from our manifesto, is the bag. Never forget, always remember, the bag is the manifesto, and the manifesto is the bag. You are always supposed to put the bag ahead of anything else. Get the bag or die trying. One of us is undergoing problems here. We won't read their comment yet because it speaks of our competitors. We shall get to them in a short while. We've been blessed to have been hosts to some of Kenya and world's most dedicated and talented creatives and entrepreneurs. We are proud to be a gathering place for multicultural community, for the multicultural community of Nairobi. We have had thousands of people from all over the world meet, build connections, and engage with this wonderful city of Nairobi. That has been our dream. We hope you can empathize with us when we are racist to you. We really hope you can be understanding of where we are coming from. We really hope you can empathize with us when we say that all dreams take hard work. It takes dedication. Mistakes will happen. But most importantly, it takes ownership and commitment to constantly improving. After contemplation among our team and conversations with you and others that have reached out, we'd like to share with you all our plan to help curb this issue of unequal treatment by bouncers towards customers. I hope you're with me. 1. We've spoken with our security management company and removed the accused individuals from our service. 2. We will be hosting a sit-down between the Alchemist team, you all, and the security company to discuss this issue on a more detailed level. These types of issues demand action, but also discussion. If there's anybody here who would like to attend, please email us at info@alchemist254.com. 3. It seems that management was not alerted to the problems at the same time of the event. These incidences were reported the following day via social media. We will be posting signs around the venue that inform customers where you shall be sitting, where you'll get your service from, where blacks should be sitting, where whites should be, where the Asian community should be, where everyone else, depending on your tier, should be seated. So be on the lookout for that. We will be posting signs around the venue that inform customers that any issues or complaints regarding staff or other guests can be voiced immediately to our managers on duty and be dealt with. Apologies once again, we promise to do better. And we're looking forward to working with you every step of the way so you can hold us accountable. Sincerely, The Alchemist. And this is precisely our message since our foundation. That has been our motivation as The Alchemist. We work so hard to ensure inclusion, and to build this multicultural space and community in this beautiful city. And as we've stated, we are working with all the partners and all stakeholders to ensure that you have an amazing experience whenever you are within our premises. That is exactly why we are no longer active on Twitter, as we consider Twitter to be a toxic space. As you search for our handle, you will obviously notice that we were last active in 2019 over there. A year after this happened, we dealt with the issues as intensively as we could. We talked with our community, we talked to our attendees, we talked with our security teams, our management, to our staff members, and we solved all issues regarding discrimination. That incident that had happened was a rare occurrence, one in a million, and so we saw no need whatsoever to keep up with our Twitter page. In 2019 we decided to let that go, and then also on our Instagram page, if you do follow us there, where we share information regarding our beautiful community and what's happening within the scene. We have not yet responded to what people have talked about online. As it stands, we are still investigating the matter. We are looking into the clips that were shared keenly. We have a team, we have an IT team looking at those videos. They've spent hours since those videos were shared looking at them and trying to dissect every possible thing, also the conversations there, and we are working hard to get to the bottom of this, and we shall be getting back to you. As of now, our Instagram page, as you have noticed, we have not responded yet, but I am promising you that our team is working on that, and you can possibly expect a statement today, later in the day, or this coming week. Thank you sincerely. Hazel anasema that letter sounds like a business letter I copy pasted for my business writing final exam last sem. Indo sem tulikuwa tunakupatia a podcast background. Babu alikuwa anatuambia kuhusu Jays, akisema a trans woman was assaulted at Jays. I think it's the one. Ama it's najua Jays pia amekuwa na hizi stories back to back. Ni kama huwa na alternate, so their memo inakuanga, so hii weekendi, hii siku chezeni kaa nyinyi, alafu after that it's our turn. It's our their version ya it's our turn to eat. It's our turn to discriminate, so chezeni kaa nyinyi, and then the next one ni sisi tucheze ka sisi, to alternate. Ping pong, pinball. Babu then akasema IG is blocking my comments, let me chill. Ama ndio pia wamemchuja kwa ilai, wamemban for a few nini. It's possible. Shukran Mujera, shukran Kafura, atatuambia kuhusu Fenty. Shukran Hazel, shukran Kemi. Kafura hepu kulala hapa, by the way. I really hope. There's a possibility amelala hapa. Sijui ni mchuje. Just so we are sure. tukireview Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers live here 2 weeks ago na Babo, one of the last topics we discussed ilikuwa kuhusu cancel culture. And kitu yenye Babo husema, which ni a reality of the entire cancelling culture, cancelling ideology, or holding people accountable rather, ni kama haugusi mfuko ya mtu, then ni useless. What I mean ni, if you're not affecting the individual whom you want to cancel in a huge way that has implications on their finances and their access to resources, then hakuna kile unafanya. Ni kama when I'm thinking that this happened to a Kenyan, sijui kama ni Waititu, si Sonko, was it Waititu, where wana freeze accounts za mtu and you cannot do anything. So hiyo ni a direct effect on your resources, on you. I think ilikuwa Gachagua, running mate wa Ruto. So if that is not the case, if you're not dealing with individuals kwa hiyo level, if you're not dealing with individuals kwa hiyo level, yeah, or corporates kwa hiyo level, or individuals wenye wako sponsored na huge corporations, hakuna kile unafanya. Ni kama story ya Joe Rogan na watu kudai kumcancel. Kuna one kina Neil Young na Johnny Mitchell kutoa their music from Spotify, kuwapea ultimatum that kama hamtoi Joe Rogan from Spotify na podcast yake because ana spread misinformation na akona supremacists, white supremacists wana spread misinformation kuhusu COVID. If you're not doing that, natoa my music. Obviously Spotify aingepeleka Joe Rogan anywhere. He is their biggest earner. Neil had to go, Johnny Mitchell akajoin na other musicians. It obviously affected Spotify. These are big artists, but they still have Joe Rogan mwenye anapatia revenue kubwa na other artists who didn't remove their music anyway. But kama how deal na individuals kwa hiyo level, I think it will affect Joe Rogan. Akona pool yake, akona numbers, pesa pia iko. The other time was now with the racist thing na ya kusema nigga, hiyo pia. Lakini kama again haugusi hawa watu, hugusi pockets zao, vile wana move financially, economically, the story will literally just end na itakuwa na any possible impact. Also, if you're not dealing with severing their social networks and their social capital, then ni conversation that haiendi anywhere. So with this here, ni historia hizi premises, the Alchemists, the Jays, and the other premises that are racist and discriminatory and prejudicial. One, the core members, the core attendees, the core audiences, they even prefer it that way. Msipoenda huko, which is if you're cancelling the premises, they want it to themselves. The owners of these places want those customers. So there is that. Outside of that, our customers will still go there regardless of where kuwa cancel. So bado watakuwa wana earn pesa, si ati tumesema kila mtu anawa cancel, so they still have their source of income. Also, if you're cancelling now, tukiongelea watu wenye email yenye ni laana, not all of us too will cancel hizo places. People still go to easy places. In fact, nafaa kwenda Alchemist mwenyewe kesho juu kuna show ya Danaseda, and I was checking page yake alia kuona kama ametoa statement, kama amecomment. I don't even think he can do anything. Sasa anaweza change venue sahi aipeleke place ingine, so kuna hiyo pia. But the point is, hata sisi wenyewe pia, whenever kuna hizi ideas za cancelling places and people, not all of us do it. It's not a mass decision. Hakuna hiyo consensus. It can never be. That's why when ime happen, kuna hiyo ya mnajua hii place ni racist, mbona mnaenda, mnajua hii place ni discriminatory, mbona bado mnawapea do zenu. So there is definitely that, which ni a legit and logical argument and position. Then kuna the other idea now that has to do with, again, something to do with the resources, but now resources, the acts and the artists, the creatives who gain from these spaces. Hiyo pia ni a conversation that came up, but ili come up watu wakisema wasanii hawezi cancel hizi places juu kondo kuna do. So Alchemist, if they have show kama nizo live at the Alchemist that nakwanga huko on Thursdays, they have shows, they pay artists to play there. Kama ni Jays na hiyo Thursday Night Live that used to be a Choices, ika move, wako na shows huko, wana kanja wasanii. So hizi ni outside of hizo factors ni mentioned earlier, na hizo layers za kama ni those Asian or white communities who go there and they're still giving them their money, or watu wa this caste skin wenye hawajai cancel and they'll still go there. The other now perspective ni historia au kukuwa na do za kulipa wasanii na kufinance na kuorganize na kuplan shows kwa hizo spaces zao. So ni financial, they have the resources, but also the desperation. We've said ni always about the bag. People in this country, watu wamesota, and the person mwenye ana control food yako ana kucontrol. The person mwenye ana determine dish yako ana kucontrol. They who feed you control you. So kukuwa msanii in this country is one of the most difficult things to do. So chances za kupata do si vitu unaacha. Ukisikia unaweza piga show hapa na upate ka 20k, upate ka 30, ka 40, unaichangamkia teke. You do that. So hiyo ilikuwa a thing that still, hiyo story ya do, and then now these spaces having money, these factors informed bado kuona hizo spaces holding shows na wasanii bado kutokea na kuperform. Jays, the Alchemist, and any other space that unajua kuhusu discrimination. Juu after history ya Jays bado kulikuwa na shows, bado watu walienda, na before that watu walikuwa wamesema hawaendi Jays, wafanyi nini, but ika happen tena. Similarly, hii story ya Alchemist ita happen tu tena, na kasi Alchemist ita happen place ingine. So we know, na ndio Kemi amesema ni never ending. Hizi ni vitu recurring. Racism haijaenda anywhere. Discrimination bado ipo, lakini juu vile nimemention wako na do one, and then wasanii need hizi shows, need hizi do, na mse ana kufeed, ana kucontrol. That's why hizo shows zilikuwa zina happen that's why hizo shows bado zina happen. So kuna hizo factors za kulook into, and maybe ni a call to artists kuangalia into different spaces, na pia kuangalia into now you have to come up with also other ways za kupata your mula, but ni vitu that come up kwa hii discussion pia. Haya, tumongelea shows and it ties into our last topic. Mujera amesema ni waiti tu story ya banks ku nini access to accounts kutingwa. Kemi anasema there's a formula to get back on top after being cancelled, in quotes. Just disappear for a bit, do some charity, go on an apology tour. Nimeona hiyo story ya apology tour. Go on an apology tour. It's all PR, but nothing ever changes. Jera anasema also this story ya Alchemist na Jays ina come down to no publicity is bad publicity. So tumongelea shows, and kulikuwa na show leo ni Monday, so ilikuwa juzi on the 28th of May 2022 pale Braeburn Theatre kwa side za kina DMB ya Mufasa, a showcase inayoitwa Mufasa for President. Mufasa ni another artist similar to mwenye tuli review 3 weeks back on the 8th, mwenye ni prolific sana. One, career yake imekuwa a long career in poetry na spoken word, one of the most consistent too, and amekuwa na shows kwa wingi. So this was just another addition kwa catalog yake ya zile shows amehost. Hata nilimuuliza kana jua ini yake ya ngapi, ajui ni ya ngapi, but alisema kuna times amekuwa na hata 2 shows in a year or 3, and I do remember I think in maybe 18 maybe alikuwa na 2 shows. I do remember. Then nakumbuka 2019 time walikuwa nafanya the reunion yake na Drops ya Unchained Voices yenye ili happen mara ya kwanza in 2014 at Alliance Francaise, possibly in October, was it, when they were launching their debut albums, Memoirs of a Wordsmith ya Drops na Inside Out ya Mufasa. That was the first time they were doing Unchained Voices. Alliance ilikrom mbaya sana. So in 2019 walifanya a sequel, na the sequel ilikuwa ni a sort of a mini tour, something that I wished and even told Gufy angefanya, but unajua resources, again tumongelea wasanii na resources, na wasanii kuendelea na Thursday Night Live at Jay's or performing at the Alchemist juu ni mado, it's the bag. Resources, tricks. Kwanza when you're doing tours na you have to travel, unajifund na uko na team, it can get very very tricky. Then watu wenye wako na resources afanye hizi vitu. Sasa tufanyeje? Who had the best album? Savara, Chimano, Bia na Fancy Fingers. That's that kwa my stories earlier. So Unchained ya kwanza na yani we're now for the sequel ilikuwa at KNT, then I think walienda Coast, then wakarudi wakaimalizia at Alliance. So at least kujaribu kukuwa na hiyo concept ya a mini tour ama having different show dates but of the same show. Ni how theater plays huwa zina work. So yes, that is an example. 2019 those are 3 shows. I think 2018 alikuwa na moja. So kuna some years I remember amekuwa na shows kadha wa kadha, but alikuwa na another show Mufasa for president. The other shows too zimekuwa conceptual. Nikanaweza pata most of them amezifanyia Alliance. Kama ni pale kwa auditorium ama kama ni kuna moja nakumbuka ilikuwa na Shiano Maimba, that is possibly 2016 huko, ama kama ni kwa Garden amefanya number of shows hapo. Then Unchained mesema KNT and Braban. The only time I was there was during Home in 2017. Home ilikuwa show ya Gufy. I think I even have the ticket somewhere here. Yeah, your show. So that was the other time, the last time nilikuwa. No, that's the other time. Dorphan had a show at Braban. Kings and Queens. Dorphanage Kings and Queens. 2015. Then Home ya Gufy ika happen pale. Then Mufasa amefanya show huko. Lakini Dorphan na Gufy walitumia a different auditorium from yenye Mufasa alitumia. The place ilikuwa imechange. You got in with the furniture and the aesthetic, the wooden aesthetic. Ilikuwa inakaa different. Even the auditorium theater ilikuwa tofauti as compared to the other. Kafura bado kwa hapa na Kemi hao walikuwa hiyo show. Kemi na Kafura mnaweza tuambia how the show how the show was on your end as we conclude this. Out of all those shows nimeandika on a number of them. Now what I remember ni inakuanga hard nika kuandika reviews when you do not like something and you have to review it, not review yenye si ufanya siku hizi chana hiyo chana nayo, when you have to write about it that is a different ball game altogether. Different ball game. Irauka usitusumbue hapa na pressure yako. Yeah, how was the show? Ulikuwa wapi? Ulikuwa ndio hiyo show? Usikuje kutupressure hapa. Kemi na Kafura will let us know kwa the evolution. Tu kuambia usiende show. Unaweza enda mtandaoni usome tweets za watu kama vile ulisoma tweets kuhusu show ya Nyashinski Shin City yenye ili happen last month. You can do the same. So acha kusumbua watu hapa. In fact, this is also your bedtime. Why are you even still here? Pourquoi? There's a paper on spoken word. I remember, I think in 2016, juu 2015 ndio mwaka niliandika kuhusu nilifanya a lot of writing on events. I reviewed slum events nyingi sana in 2015. Wrote about other shows too. Kulikuwa na an open mic that came here kwa na experience bana. Was came hiyo part of kumka kulikuwa na binti, and then kulikuwa na ile open mic ya Cyril. So hiyo open mic ya Cyril, wrote about one of them, wrote about Anika. So hizi ni outside of slum. Wrote about a showcase by Gufy na Rix called Beneath the Skin. Was it Beneath the Surface? Beneath the Skin. That really happened inside Mada. Beneath the Skin. Poetry at the Pool. And Beneath the Skin. Yes. Mi niko tu sawa bana. Ushapewa maoni. Now Irabuka, you can go and sleep sasa. You should be satisfied by the response. Yeah, so a history of a lot of event writing. 2015 7 years ago. Now, all if you're with us on Friday, all my Kemi pia alikuwa na sisi. All my phones are heroes. Definitely legit. Ilikuwa hata Sunday. What are days? What is time? So, yes, there have been a number of shows, and always looking back, inakwanga intriguing kuona how they've worked with artists over the years, how they've incorporated them kwa their art form. Na nikisema they, na refer to Gufy, na refer to Mufasa, then onto that naongeza Dorphan and our wasanii under creative skills, and looking at their direction, development ya sana yao, au kuongeza other creative aspects kwa their expression. And even looking at hizo shows that took me to Braeburn, kama ni Home, and then Kings and Queens, and now looking at Mufasa for President, that development, that growth. Gufy just staged Black Boy Joy on 1st May. Now Mufasa, within the same month, I'm staged Mufasa for President, and they've had a number of shows that they've put their best foot forward in. I would say maybe some or most of them, but kuna the idea of developing, the idea of at least inventing ama reinventing, the idea of trying kufanya something different, trying kufanya something new that huja explore before with your art na with your expression. So tukisomea nikisoma maoni, Kemi anasema, honestly, I feel the show was just fine. It was definitely entertaining. A lot of important topics were tackled, but overall, in comparison to other Mufasa shows, this one felt thin. I don't know what other word to use. So Kemi, unaweza expound on which other shows? Ila ukaenda ulale bana. Then Kemi natupatia your expert analysis. I'm speaking as an amateur. Nikwambia, I'm just faking and performing. No, babu hayupo na creative spills anymore. Nilikuwa nasema those shows happening wakiwa wasanii under creative spills. And watching them put this showcase events together, now kwenda the extra mile. Tuliongelea last week hapa vitu kukua niche music, rap, spoken word. Kuipackage as music ni one of those things that ni hiyo attempt ya kujaribu kuifanya i-crossover na iache kukua spoken word by itself na exist as an entity on its own. Ni kujaribu kufuse art forms na also kujaribu ku bring other audiences on board, because if the music is there, you're giving someone something else as part of the experience. It's not just si wewe tu kuzungumza juu that mode of delivery si kitu inaweza fanya mtu akae na isikie for a long time. So adding aspect ya music, especially if you're having a show yenye ni more than an hour, itabaki umeongeza something else. So but that attempt ni outside of expanding artistic expression na exploring creative territories, it also has to do with trying to break boundaries na ku bring on board other members or your audience wenye hawajui what this art form is, hawajui hii art form ina exist. So there is that too. And Gufy na Mufasa, as I mentioned tukiongelea Black Boy Joy, wameweza kuenda outside of spoken word and bring in other members of the audience to the scene ya spoken word. And you notice that whenever show imeisha ama ikianza, you look at the audience members and utaona the people who've been in the scene for some time and they know the scene, but also utaona newer faces and utaona watu from different art forms and different parts of the creative community. That is definitely a plus. And au kufanya things from spoken word, from poetry kwa other spaces imesaidia sana. For example, sai Gufy is performing kwa hiyo show nimesema ya Dana Seda ni even weird. kwa mind yangu najaribu kufikiria vile atafit na how performance yake itakuwa, knowing Dana said that the Benga musician, how people are coming who have fun na ku dance. Airosh is also kwa the performance lineup. So niko curious sana kuona vile Gufy ata come in na vile ata execute, but hiyo inclusion ya mtu kaa Gufy kwa such a show, it speaks of something similar to ni show gani apart from Nairobi Jam, where the main act was Juliani, then prior to him I think ilikuwa Mbogi, then the discussion ili feature Drops na Mufasa, and they both performed, and najua Babu is about to rant kuhusu wa performance, I'm sure. Watakuwa part of your convo na kuwa have before a Juliani. I'm thinking of another event too that Mufasa alikuwa part of, but such things inaonyesha something where the art imefika na hakukuwa included kwa such performances, that ni music performances na watu wanaenda kwa hizo shows for the hype. So that speaks also to their careers na venye wameshikilia juu, again this being kitu ndogo na kitu yenye na grow gradually, kuifanya hivyo consistently na kupush na kushikilia, again black boy black skinned human, sio kuna resilience, right? Ulipewa hiyo rangi for a reason. Hence your situation. Babo anasema niche is about consumerism, but for real we just know when art is dope. We know. Do we? Irauka would ask, do we? Is this what Kenyans? Acha niwatafutie clip hapa. Deepa ilikuwa na Chief and the Marshals. I'm confusing who opened for Juliani kwa hiyo show. I don't know. Ama ilikuwa it was just Mufasa na Drops peke yake. Let's see. Nairobi Jam. Yes, Mbogi ilikuwa naye because for some reason that memory isn't fully connecting. Let me see. Tentafute poster. As I acha niwacheze kitu hapa as we finish this. Ilikuwa tu nasema yeah. Nimekumbuka juu yes, ilikuwa Mufasa na Drops, and then the concert with Juliani ilikuwa peke yake. So nimekumbuka ni juu Mufasa alikuwa na a short performance, yes, and then Nani had a lengthier one. Drops alikuwa na a lengthier performance. Thank you for that correction, Babu. Is any one of you here aware that kuna Kenyan doing carpool karaoke? If yes, what do you think about it? Imekuja kwa one of the results, so I just have to ask. Niko hapa kwa hii comment ya Babo ya we know dope art. Irauka will ask you, do we? Sana kwa sana album reviews. Karibu sana kwa another review episode, another edition. Damn. Man, tumetoka mbali bana. Yo. Mi wasanii wakitujua wanaweza tuua by the way. Wasanii wakitujua wanaweza tukujia, si ati nini ama nini. Before tuulize kama Kenyans know what they want or dope art, Babu alikuwa ametucorrect akasema Deeper was featured with Chief and the Marshall, then Drops na Mufasa wali open for Juliani. Nimeconfirm na hiyo, nimeona hiyo poster hapa. This was on 4th October 2019. Namjue Babu pia aliperform at one of these Nairobi jams, the last one before dunia iishe in March of 2020. It was just them. We were loyalists. Lengthy. Was the performance lengthy or repeated words and disconnected singing? Yeah. Kenya copies well. Also with the jam here. Album launch kwa couple. So anyway. Afu nasome comments after tumalize story.
And let's get into Wanted in Nairobi. His album. Machopi mezusha, machopi
meoza. Are you ready? And this is also becoming a trend. Apart from playing music, which nilicheza ngoma ikianza, I think Kafura might know the song yenye nilicheza nikianza. Also, Hazel might know the song too. Anyway, if you're watching this baadaye, sahi, na hukuwa nikianza, this doesn't make sense to you. If you're watching this later, na uliona ikianza unajua kile nasema. As usual, say that song, comment with the song title kwa comment section. The trend hapa ni last week tulicheza review, but ilikuwa review ya FNNR as I said, ya Jungle, not ya Fuego, ya Octopizo. And then DMB aliwatch DMB aliwatch hours ya Fuego na akagundua how much of a fan of Octopizo Irauka is kwa hiyo review. Shukran for the comment DMB. So leo pia tuna play another review just briefly because hii comment ya Babu imetrigger hiyo memory ya Kenya, history ya Kenya kujua what they want. So you skia utajua.
No. Amehype nini? Like the whole like element. No, nataka koda. What you say background? Kuhype inamaanisha kunini? Acha mchezo. Ambia you danda what kind? Anyway, I am very curious. Who wants this in Nairobi?
Mimi nakwambia I watch us for fun. So kuna time I think towards the end of last year nilikuwa na review just for the sake of kucheka. So here we are. I hope the audio ni clear enough. Alafu tenje yangu izimetikiwa hapa juu tuna sikiza ma review. Haya. 151. Ni mapema. Without 2 hours and 40. I was the one who shut down at performances as we knew it. Yes, Babu. Haya. So, to pull up kidogo. Tusikie maoni.
Anyway, I am very curious. Who wants this in Nairobi?
Okay. Hey, we didn't get Twitter basi during the wars. People want him.
You know,
I want them to.
You know, what's interesting?
You're talking about my day.
Kwa our review ya Rise, kama umewatch, tuliongelea story ya watu kujita the goat and all these things. And I thought about the kind of, and even after that, of air tukaongelea consumers. And that's one thing I was thinking about Sana. Just going through his Twitter after he dropped the project and the comments za watu.
Comments zatu zilikuwa nini?
Endelea tu.
Before or we'll do this after, it's okay.
So, after nimejiuliza who wants this in Nairobi, like if this is what people want to listen to, then I'm clearly not people. You know, as in, like when nikianza kusikiza the first, I've listened to this thing once, and all the projects tumekuwa tukireview.
No maana notes.
No, and all the projects and all the projects tumekuwa tukireview, nimekuwa nikijaribu kusikiza at the very least 3 times. Yeah, ndio niweza ku get the initial like bile nisikia on the first listen, and then second listen to
Babo is a real one. If you've watched enough Sana Kosana videos, you know that Irauka laughter right before saying the most outrageous thing ever.
To get deeper, like I just try to get deeper and deeper into the artist's work. This project, I did not want to get deeper. I did not want to listen to it at all. Like Ilianza, like I found the Bilal alikuwa na rap cause sini trap. It's a trap project, ndio. Like achana Wanjiko cause hata nikianza kusikiza Wanjiko nilikuwa natembea hata I can't even remember what I had. Like was it a skit? It's a conversation, so like anyway, so
my question actually was, so sorry to interject, why didn't they combine Wanjiko and intro?
I knew that would be your question.
And then when I intro na come after Wanjiko. Anyway, so like first of all, it sounds bad. Like he doesn't sound well. Zile tracks like
What's about your intro?
He sounds like why? And there's no reason for him to sound bad kwa sababu the lyrics are very basic. Like hakuna there's no reason, like you have no reason to sound that bad on the first track. That is this, that like after anyway after that, like I just the more I got into now it can get Hercules.
I live the game like Hercules.
Like I'm very curious, like is this what people want to listen to? Like Atayakito, is this what like is this what you enjoy making?
Bruh, he gets millions of views on his music on YouTube.
Like, do people make art just to make views and whatnot?
No,
that's all
is that the point too? Like I honestly, if I'm saying this now, Kodo, kakutoka na project ingine ya Kahu, Mr. Review, Mr. Kikusikiza kazi yake, like I do not want to listen to his work at all. And then ile hata inajamisha moni mzazi wake anakula pesa zetu. Unajua like, and then you give us even worse bad music, like at the very fuck.
Yo. Yeah. This is a top Sana Kosana moment. I've thought of doing compilations. This is one of those. Wow. I also think it has, out of our reviews, it has the most views kwa our reviews, possibly say iko na 19 comments, obviously with my responses. The closest maybe ngoma za Calligraph, maybe Luku not Luku, Calicatel 5 4 nimekuwa ka, only DMB will know this, nimekuwa ka Crooked Eye kwa ile Saifa akisemanga I'm so ahead of my time, kitu kuhusu kudrop the kata 5, alafu anaambiwa hakuna kata 5, I meant the kata 4 way before kata 5 itoke. So Calicatel 4, obviously watu wakiniita hater, watu wakisema oh si movie, it's not a movie, it's a song, I stopped watching art but I'm here commenting, I stopped watching but I'm commenting. Then kwa Luku Luku was my most devastating reaction video ever. Kidogo nikufe nikirecord bana. Mimi naambia, oneni hizi videos. The videos iko na life, so much life. So iko na 19 comments. I think it's one of the most comments. Videos za OG ni watu tu kuja kuniita hater, kuniambia niko kwa single room na hate. Sikatai niko kwa single room, but you know. So niliwasampulia makes sense. Niliwasampulia comments earlier tukio hiyo video DJ Lapoze ama Lapoze kuhusu Sauti Sol na copyright. Na wasampulia comments pia hapa. Then tumalize hii story. Before that, DMB, enda uone hiyo review. Jera, ona hizi vitu kaka, ona hizi vitu. Only at sana kwa sana. So Babo anasema Kodo pretending to care about artists' feelings by lowering his voice and distancing himself. Roger's low laughter and quietly shaking his shoulders. You are in trouble. Musoti is just in his own world. He's sort of merciful. And then came in and said, I remember this review. Also, Babo says, I remember this review. DMB anasema, wa. DMB, muku peanga treats. Last time lukamendo one fuego. This time, enda one Kahush. It's a good 42 minutes. A good 42 minutes. 42, 41. Inabuka anasema, oh, akumbuki akisema hizi vitu. He doesn't watch these reviews. Once he's done, he forgets everything. And then Baba anasema, they're dragging his father into this mess was well deserved. Like your dad can't steal from us. And also, they are doing the bare minimum. Irauka was livid. Wow, he was livid. Acha natafutie another segment here.
Something like Kish. Yeah, alafu make conclusion yangu ni track
Mbona na jamu? Mzazi wako ametoka kutibia pesa.
Irauka alikuwa
buy siko kwa hiyo.
Irauka alikuwa amekula
dripping from Mitumba. So album, before this make conclusive thoughts on the album, I'd like to introduce it with a couple of lines. So
scripture.
Dripping from Mitumba. In Nigeria, if that's shorty, like it's
I see something I can wear sijui buy iko kwa hiyo intro. And then kuna mtumba hadi na jamu. Kuna jamu na jamu. Mzazi wako ametoka kutibia pesa ya COVID. Mbona unaenda mtumba? Acha mtumba wale watu wezi afford hiyo pesa. And then kuna the second last track. He also mentions mtumba again. Nikoza. So, kwani how believe
I'll make the last thing. Let me make conclusion yangu. So, the second line. Kunanja, it's a shorty like it's pasta.
Kunanja, it's a shorty like it's pasta.
Yeah, alafu.
He says again kwa fine cool.
Actually, kwa fine cool.
Like it's quiche, something like quiche.
Juliani, what's up with this guy and eating people? It's okay. Anyway, the third line is lift the game. I feel like Hercules. Kuna fly. Ka eagle.
Fly ka eagle, yes.
Tuendelee. Ndani ya jeans, thicker than uji. We got ties like suits.
Bars. Sijui kama mshare na hiyo screenshot nisikushare ya Genius kuna msali quoting hizo lyrics some time back. Ndani ya jeans she thicker than uji. Wanasemanga shorty something like a Strathmore student. Bars. And jana pia nilikuwa nimeshare bars on FB. I just nilikuwa nikisia dope bars. Msali sema vile nika unapenda minji. Nika unapenda minji. Kwa nini? Vile umeshuka peace. Bars. Kind of bars I live for.
Ties like suits.
Trap it up like elevators.
Yeah, trap it.
She said that I must be special, baby girl. My suits are tailored. Nakubless Buddha, no sneeze. Alafu hapo ndo nimeandika line ya what sit with him and pastor. Kuna line nyingine kwa don't speak and about pastor. Like a wig they gonna snatch you. Like how my bro
Blanketi.
Buzz.
Lakini
Na cover my bro blanketi. Do not sleep on Sana kwa Sana reviews. Unajifanya injustice bana. Do not. Na nilisema hata kujasikia music, watch the review. Another classic moment. Wasanii wakijua tuna exist, wanaweza tuua bana. Also niliwaambia watu kaa sisi hatutangi kwa hizi events za kulaunch Fenty and what not. But we are trying to be our best and be better human beings because we realize that we are broke and we cannot hate on artists and we are broke. We need the bag. Then once the bag may come through, tunaanza obviously we'll become more polite. So we are on our path ya kukua more polite and loving artists because that is what a critic does. You love everything. That is what curators do. You love everything. That is what music reviewers do. You love everything. So we are walking that path. We are deliberating on ways to do that. Then tupate the bag and itakuwa even higher than what it was. So what you're experiencing cycle umesikia ni part of a past that is dark and we are trying to get rid of and forget. So bear with us. It's our past. This was published in 13th. You see, it's even the number 13. It speaks of itself. It speaks for itself. 13th Feb 2022. So 2 months after the album was released in December 12th 2020. So Ivia alichangamka mbaya sana kwa hii comment section. So tuanze na Ivia alisema Musoti letting the album speak for itself through the lines. Elite. Then akasema, well, objectifying women is a rap stylistic device, a topic I would love to witness explored here. Obviously, you are smart enough to identify the tone and what Ivia was saying here. Irauka, nilijua machungu ni deep-rooted. And then, achanenye na Kahu, also, vile koda amekramizo lines. And then, Ivia akasema, Roger, vibes to concept to achie architects. Then, the other comments, Anyway, haven't listened to the album. Be like Ivia. Don't listen to the album. Listen to our review. Chances are I won't. But this Kahush slander was up. Sana up. Elite comments. Intellectual people. So, kuna Marco Polo alicomment akasema. So, hao ni wale watu wenye pia wananikumbushanga kuhusu my devastation as a human being, not realizing that my current financial status, my current position for the economic ladder, if I'm even anywhere close to the ladder to begin with, is a result of perennial systemic problems. So they don't understand that mimi ni a result of years and years and years of structured oppression. But what can I do? So I have to project and hate on artists for that pain that niko nayo because of how my country is treating me. Marco Polo anasema Kahush anaweza walipia rent na his allowance. Punguzeni chuki, iko sana up. Billy the Goat anasema ile hating iko kwa hii channel. No wonder you're still broke. Again, another person reminding me of my poverty, a result of systemic problems. Then Draneb anakuangata hapa. Anasema watu poleni, mmelia sana. Enjoy mziki wenyu bila malalamiko. And then lastly, Lewis Ngugi akasema that LP was trash, no cap. That's a multisyllabic rhyme. Was trash, no cap. Makofi kwa Lewi. Dimbi alisema hii lazima nitasikiza. Penge muhimu, unasikia bars kikotia huko. Musoti reading the lines like a logical person is just the funniest. Yeah? Alifungua presentation na quoting lines. Alifungua nini? Alifungua paper yake na reference list. Elite jokes. I'm broke, but I can afford some elitism here. I think Babu has said this before. There are very few moments I have ever watched a review by Sanako Sana and thought, yeah, sure, let me watch or listen to that song. But you should watch our reviews. Watch our reviews the other genres. Achana na rap. No, watch them for the sake of your entertainment. Alafu watch our reviews the other genres. Watch our reviews of person I played at the beginning, the Njoki Karus. Watch our reviews of the Fadhili Itulias. Watch our reviews of the Michelle Gatwikus, of the Karuns. bunch of reviews of the Jack Mugunas, of the Nyokabi Karyukis, of the Coco M's, of the Unganishas. Hizo reviews. Musoti from DMB anasoma mistari kama mzazi anauliza kijana yake mbona anafanya usanii mtaani. Kahu's son and dad moments. Because of how the parents are stealing from us, from Babu. Yani tulikuwa tunaongelea wasanii Mufasa na Gufy na shows za spoken word, alafu sasa tumekuja hapa kuongelea Kahush na review sana kwa sana. Maniju Babu alikuwa amesema Kenyans we know dope art. Then kuna hiyo swali rauka, is this what Nairobians want? What do Nairobians want? Is this what they want? Then sisi kumwambia fact, tukamfact check, tukamwambia tembea Twitter kwa hizo streets, tembea kwa comment sections, utapata answer unayotafuta. Babo anasema this is the one review Irauka completely embodied me. Like if I needed to be there, I would have helped him drag that motherfucker to hell. I don't even think ungesikiza that album. Irauka alisikia once. So si tuki-quote lines hapo, tukimwambia vitu kuhusu the pro. Hakuwa anakumbuka any of those things. Hata kumbuki akisema hizi vitu kwa review. He was done with Kahush. And if you ever want to ask us questions kuhusu why we've never reviewed any Kahush, again, Musoti suggested, but Irauka is the reason for the season, or the not so season, the non-existent season. You're not reviewing Kahush. It's Irauka. Akona project last year. So nilikuwa hapo Kemi atuambie hizi other shows za Mufasa ni zipi zile ana feel zilikuwa better. Irauka anasema nakumbuka nikireview. Ukumbuki chochote. Maana ulikuwa surprised hapa nikisoma kile ulisema, tukisikia kile ulisema. Unajiuliza is that me? Alafu kwanza hivyo ndo review inaanza. So if anything, Irauka is the first person msanii atawatch akiona hiyo review ama fan. Utakujiwa buda, utakujiwa bana, utakujiwa mbaya. Najaribu and I wrote about this show. Has Mufasa done a show yenye inaitwa Raising a Son? Outside of it being a book. Yes, nimepata answer hata nisiende mbali. Had a feeling because kuna Mufasa live in concert Raising a Son. So there is that. Kuna yenye alikuwa na kina Shiano. Amekuwa na shows kadhaa. Anyway. So Mufasa for president, as Irauka wonders, ati ndiko na shangamoto and put on blast. Irauka refused to suffer mediocrity, please support it. Also was it Irauka or was it Roger? Nisema hizo ya refuse to suffer mediocrity. Now as Irauka also asks how the show was na tukaponiza nayo. Kimi nasema I can't remember the shows, but I've seen enough of his work to be underwhelmed by Saturday. So Mufasa for president. So kuna the first time the show ilikuwa wali announce the show, the poster ilikuwa tumekapa for 3 hours. My phone will go off. It's about that time. It is about that time for my phone to go off. So I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready. Are you willing? Are you ready? Watukaki na Freddy ni night owl. So Tenji kidedi at least nishapatia warning. So itakuwa pia chance ya nyinyi kwenda kulala. It's 2 AM, it's early. Aje Freddy. Freddy kuenda show ya Mufasa. There was also a chapter near to attach to the near to work in 2017. And I think the idea pia kulikuwa na teams. I think ilikuwa in the drops again. Ama Dorphan pia ilikuwa na team yake. Juu nakumbuka kulikuwa na Murathe was also part of the show, but kulikuwa na hizo idea teams na watu kuifanya as teams. Itakuwa niuliza Kemi, you didn't want to vote for Mufasa after the show. Itakuwa needs to sleep. Hebu mwambie. It's too early. So poster ilitoka. Poster ilikuwa Mufasa kwanza, Mufasa for president, then wakatoa think poster yenye ilikuwa na wasanii watatu. Kulikuwa na Njoki Karu, Fadhili na Kitusiwa. The first time I saw that poster, I'd say I was curious, and that is the reason I went to that show. Curiosity. That's the same reason I went to show yenye ilikuwa Spring Valley ya Kim na kucheki the EP launch. Curiosity. And nilisema kuona execution. I am always keen on execution. So similarly niona poster. It's been a while actually since niende kwa a perform. I think Unchained Voices ilikuwa mara ya mwisho nilikuwa kwa a show by Mufasa. Najua alikuwa na another show. Babu, niambie what the name of the show was. Yenye alikuwa na Stella, Amina, Arabian, Anthem, Violet. I think there were those 5. Najua alikuwa na show a few months back. But show yenye ni this kind of concept show na you're the main act imekuwa since Unchained Voices. And even before that kuna a few of those that nimehata. Kuna show alikuwa na in 2018, maybe in April or May, hapo kwa Garden. Sikuenda, I just stopped nikatoka, so passed by nikatoka. So Curiosity, nimeona Mufasa for president. Obviously nimemwatch kwa performances outside of mimi kutoenda a few of his shows in the recent past, but nilikuwa nataka kuona vile ataifanya. The title Mufasa for president, that caught me. And then kuona Njoki Karu, that was a seller. Just so Njoki Karu, ndo huyo mimi. Obviously we had to play Njoki Karu to start this off. Then nikaona Fadhili, done. I wanted to watch, I even told Fadhili, I wanted to watch Fadhili since I dropped Shindushi. And ameperform Gecko, ameperform Palette, Cafe, sijaienda, sijapata hiyo opportunity. Nikasema hii hizi nipita. So, contrary to Amosoti, mwenye alikuwa excited for mtuka Kitusua, I wasn't because I have watched Kitusua live. I am the opposite of Mosoti. Mosoti alikuwa excited juu haja watch Kitusua live. So alikuwa anadai kuona Kitusua live. I'm sure kuna watu pia who wanted to watch the legendary MC perform. I've watched him. Kuna time alikuwa ni wapi? I've tried to remember ni show gani ya spoken word ali make an appearance in, lakini I cannot remember. Outside of that, nimemwona kwa shows nyingi za hip hop akiperform, and even this one yenye na refer to ya spoken word, the performance wasn't good. Then hizi performances za hip hop, there are not good performances. So I wasn't looking forward to watching him perform. Mimi Njoki, Fadhili, then Mufasa, then Kitusua. My curiosity level for him ilikuwa kidogo. Knowing the reason, knowing the level ya this showcase, hiyo ndo curiosity level yenye nilikuwa nayo kutaka kuona. I know how this production ni a high level production, a high level concept. How are you fitting into the idea? That was the level of curiosity, but not excited for performance yake as I was for performance ya Mufasa, Njoki na Fadhili. Then later days to the event, posters zingine zikatokea. So ilikuwa drops na Mufasa for hiyo ya nini aitwaje hii chapter. So Irauka came here alijibu akisema I would vote for Mufasa because he wants to make PK 4 Bob again and have jumping castles for adults. Then sleep is for the weak and I haven't started mine. Amulizo hapo, you haven't started your week, eh? But jumping castles are for adults. Kids just hug them. They say, Speak Now concert is the name of the concert that nime refer to ya Mufasa. Na Arabian, Amina, Tuzara, Violet, Anthem na Stella Kivuti. So the other posters that zilitokea zilikuwa interesting. Hii ya kwanza ilikuwa tu Mufasa, then details a show, and then the artists wenye wana perform. But now hizi zingine zilikuja na extra details. So one, kuna another artist, kuna other artists, then sa kuna descriptions zimeongezwa to the same. Babu anasema the first lineup didn't intrigue me. I wanted Fadhili, but I thought I'd catch him later. Njoki is someone I'd love to see. Slim Shaka had me buying a ticket. My week was too heavy. Definitely understandable. So now Mufasa shares hizi posters zingine. So kuna wasanii wameongezeka. Advance zilikuwa 15, then kwa gate zilikuwa 2K. Ni similar to show ya Gufy, kulikuwa na early bird 1000 bob, advance 15, kwa gate 2000. So initially the show was to be on 15th April. Interesting. Unajua kupanga shows ni kazi. So the first poster venye tu ya kwanza ilikuwa Njoki Karu, Kitusiwa, Fadhili, then sasa ikaongezwa hapo chini Ngatia, Stella Kivuti, Slim Shaka. Then now the next one ni the individual artists. Stella, then Ngatia, then Slim Shaka, then Njoki Karu. So at first venye sikuona ya Fadhili, nikajiambia wewe msiniambie Fadhili pia patikani for hii shughuli. Nikaanza kukuwa concerned kuhusu hii story bana. Niambia wewe, do not tell me Fadhili pia. Juu anaiso hizi ministries zingine na hakuna kitu siwa, nikajua yuko. I just knew patikani. Na najua kina Ian have tried getting him isi mara ya kwanza. Before. Anyway, so ilikuwa Stella, Minister of Sanity and Justice. So I'm thinking this is tying into the idea of Mufasa for president. Then Ngatia, Minister of Cultural Facts, as a matter of fact. Slim Shaka, Minister for Foreign Thoughts. Njoki Karu, Minister of Truth and all that is fresh. Then nimesema the fifth ni Fadhili, hakuwa na yake, nikakuwa na wasiwasi, but kulikuwa na a photo, so that told me that bado yuko. Kitusiwa was the sixth, but hakukuwa. Then kuna another one that I saw called the last post. Ilikuwa Lukiamuzi, Minister, I could be mentioning this, maybe Luchamuzi, I could be butchering the name. Minister for External Association. That was another that I saw. Yes, so nikajiambia, okay, naona mna tie in the concept ya Mufasa kukuwa a president. You're selling the idea, mna build the idea. Baba anasema, there are artists you like. Interesting. Babu pia nitakufukuza hapa kairauka. Also ndakuchuja hapa kairauka. Nikwambie uende. Speak Now was in line with the Forum Save Artists funding. Dorphan, Mufasa, and that Nakuru poet. My mind just erased him. We roasted K9. I think naongelea Oeba. Irauka, I really hope you are also working on ideas and causes to fight for. Ndo tupate funding. Stop playing. Sleep is for the weak. Hujaanza yako. Get to work. Toka live. Fanya kazi. We need mula. Tunahitaji ganji. It's the money. So, that day, nilikuwa nimeambia Irauka the previous week tukienda the jam, tukuona how I am supposed to listen to Shindushi hiyo wiki leading up to the event, and then sikupata chance hadi hiyo sato ngware. So hiyo Saturday nikakumbuka aish, yes, nisikie pia Njoki Karu man. So nikasikiza Anka EP yake ya pili iliyotoka last year in November, 11th November, yes. And then after Anka, a 3-song EP, nikasikiza Shindushi. Niko ready for show. And the idea kwa mind yangu ni this will be a typical show. Na nikisema typical ni how artists come in and perform and how they exit the stage, how they are put as part of the concept, how they fit into an artist's idea. Where kutakuwa na an MC in between sets, alafu ataintroduce msanii akuje apige set yake, interact na crowd, atoke, show iendelee. Hivyo ndio nilikuwa naifikiria. So Mufasa for president, at around uko few minutes to 7, MC speaks from huku nyuma kwenye audience imekaa, and then after 5 to 7 minutes akaishia kwa stage, akajiintroduce, akasema venye atakuwa captain wa hiyo ship, na akaintroduce the show. It's a few minutes past 7 p.m. The show will last for 2 hours and 20 something minutes, 24 minutes or thereabout. And first things first, nilimwongelea story ya how I thought the show would be, na even that informing me kusikiza Tender, Anka, na mi kusikiza Shindushi. Ni we only saw the MC twice. Those are the kind of shows I like. Tukiwa hapa on 8th tukiongelea Black Boy Joy, and also while we were walking in town on our way kuelekea stage, nilikuwa naambia Abe na Slim, if I were the director of Black Boy Joy, ningeambia Gufy the same thing that alituambia, cause nakumbuka akiongea alafu akasema my director told me not to speak between sets. So nilikuwa naambia Abe na Slim, and then I mentioned it kwa live that I would also have been that same director telling you, do not speak in between sets, perform, and that's all I require of you. Tuliona MC mara mbili akijiintroduce na akiintroduce show na akifunga show after standing ovation na the entire team kukuja on stage. I loved that. I liked that. Vile inafaa. I said this, sijui kama nilimention, but I have had and held that idea for years. Because tuli experiment here in 2017, and after show ya Mufasa pia nilikuwa naifikiria upande wa the resources ya kuexecute. Sidhani ilikuwa high level execution, but ni hiyo idea. I am referring to Without a Trace ya Dorphan, conceptual ya Dorphan ya 2017 that I was part of. That was my responsibility ya ku create concept ya show, kukuwa the concept director. And Dorphan had never done such a show. But that was me. Na mimi kusema fuck MCing, fuck MCs, fuck sijui an event hosts. Ikitu itaanza venye itaanza. Na this is a continuous show kuanzia mwanzo hadi mwisho. Huwa si pendi show ikibreak. Natakanga kitu continuous. That's a preference. Natakanga, nilisema tukireview Black Hole Joy, natakanga mtu asoak in whatever feeling or emotion tuna create ama una create kama msanii. And that was a huge plus for me. So tulitry na Without a Trace. Ilikuwa the first time that Dorphan alitry kitu kama hiyo. Also ilikuwa, since ilikuwa concept, ilibaki ameandika pieces mpya that tied and stringed everything kuanzia mwanzo all the way till the end, na si ati performing just pieces that speak to a larger topic ama idea, but stringing a narrative kuanzia mwanzo hadi mwisho. Yes, you might leave the stage, but kama unatoka hiyo stage ni part of kile ina happen. The idea ni utakuwa kwa stage for 1.5 hours. Na hiyo kani hiyo exit ni part of shughuli tunafanya. It's all part of the story. So we did that at Good in 2017, Without a Trace. I think ilikuwa in May of 2017. So Mufasa alifanya. I do not think he has done that kwa any of his shows before. The ones I've gone to, he's not done that. The band, the 5-piece band, msewa trumpet, msewa keys, msewa lead, bassist na drummer are also on that stage. For those 2 hours, walitoka stage mara moja. Na hii ilikuwa the last part of the set where hawakuwa wanahitajika. Na hii ilikuwa when Fadhili alikuja kuperform. Na hiyo ilikuwa the longest transition of that show. Set ilikuwa as long, but hiyo ilikuwa the longest transition where kulikuwa pause, and then unaona the band ikitoka stage, kuna darkness, and then Fadhili coming in na ana set up. As compared to the other transitions, niliona how that happened, because hakuna vile tunge transition from what Ngati alikuwa anafanya na series ya monologue yake hadi where Fadhili was coming in, how the stage was set with the swings hanging from up, and then Ngati akuko kwa the middle one, and then the band behind. There's no way as Ngati was finishing Fadhili angeingia na setup, ingekuwa distracting na ingekuwa bad stage movement. So Ngatia had to finish, then Fadhili aingie as the band leaves, na quickly just a brief setup, akaanza akaperform, then wakamaliza. Na Mufasa ilikuwa collaborative at some point, then towards the end, then that they finished that, then the whole team ikarudi, and hivyo ndio show iliisha. So hii ni story ya transitions, stage movements. We talked about stage movements na Babu kuhusu show fulani yenye aliattend towards the end of last year. When you're doing a show, tafuta as kuna the creative director, kuna the stage manager, and different people doing different things to ensure all your bases are covered. Hapo kwa stage movements na kumanage the stage when props zinaingia, props zinatoka, hiyo ilikuwa executed. And the transitions, for instance, when Ngatia alikam on stage, kuna the art of misdirection, things that I've wanted to execute in my art, the art of a technique ya people who do magic. Stage goes dark after Njoki? stage imeenda completely dark, and then one of kulikuwa na a theater segment, one of the people who walikuwa kwa the theater segment earlier anaingia na huku nyuma kwa entrance ya audience, and ni hoka, and so attention ina shift kwake. Anauza magazeti, anauza nini zinaitwaje, maperemende, what are these things called, power banks, kila kitu, gazeti, akona kila kitu, diversifying businesses. So anatembea huku nyuma polepole, ana build, ana cross, anashuka down towards the main stage, and then anapanda juu. So if you're observing, then utaona kuna something happen kwa stage, you'll see kidogo, but ilikuwa dark. So as this is happening, we are moving na yeye down, then anapanda stage, akienda sasa tu huyu customer mwenye amekaa chini, mwenye anachukua everything, anachukua gazeti zake zote, alafu anamwambia, na unaweza pia ni printia hiyo TL ya Twitter unilete. So lights zimekuja time alifika stage from the right side, from the audience's perspective, and people notice Ngatia ako on stage. Nilikuwa nimepeep, so the silhouette nikaja ule ni Ngatia amekaa, but that build up and that misdirection, and that ushers in Ngatia seamlessly. Also something else ni huyu hoka alikuwa pia raising a son kwa vitu alikuwa nauza, and part of that kuna aliuzia an audience member moja. The other thing that was extremely smart, and initially nikiona these actors performing aliasa wa theater, their delivery, their intonations, their acting, their storytelling is on point. Nata nilikuwa nasema hao ni watu wa heartstrings. They wako na hiyo stage experience. Kama ni improvise, whatever it is, they have the stage experience, and it's very effortless. So the hoka, typical of easy shows, you'd expect an MC akuje katikati ambie watu, ameka an announcement, weyo msame park mahali fulani, nda yako imefungia wasee njia, changamka. Huyu msee as ana hook na anauzia watu vitu, ali make that announcement within your performance yake. Hata wasee walicheka because they figured how that was done. Yo, that was crazy. and I'm sitting here thinking, so if someone wanted to make that announcement after that set had happened, if someone wanted that done way before, the timing and the execution, so there is that. But the transitions, they were done seamlessly. Na vile nimesema, sijaona Mufasa akifanya any of his shows in this manner. So the other thing, nimeongelea Fadhili. Mimi hapa nadhani Fadhili atakuja, next ni Fadhili Tulia afanye ngoma zake, interaction na audience, atuambie tuimbe na yeye, afanye mimi same na Njoki. I thought ataperform ngoma zake, interaction na audience, whatever. None of that. And I'm watching this, I'm thinking, yo, this is exactly what mutaka wasanii wafanye. Usiniongeleshe, sitaki I wrote this song, sijui nikiwa kwa mood gani. That is my preference. Najua kuna watu wanna prefer the backstories. We've had these discussions before. It always depends on context, intention, na lile lengo uko nalo. So lakini mimi huwa sizi prefer. That is exactly again what happens. Mufasa opens band, open a band, they build the momentum with a very immersive segment, a very immersive musical experience. Then Mufasa comes in after vitu zimetulia and ni conversational, ana tell two story, and one ana salimia the audience. So that first takes me by surprise, because normally for his shows inakwanga hiyo kuja na perform na inakuwa dramatic, but for this one alikuja na akasalimia the audience. So watching kwenye alienda with the storytelling and yeye kuconverse na the audience, I saw the point of that. Juni an icebreaker na it kills the idea of performing, the idea that uko na an audience na mimi ni performer, so it destroys that separation, na ni yeye anakuambia tu story na mna converse. So that was one, and nili understand the intention behind it na ili work, and then how that grows na story za madhake na hints kuhusu story za budake ni vitu zimekuwa kwa pieces zake. So at first I thought he'd go that direction. Kuna hiyo piece yake ya my mother na this a specific piece kuhusu madhake. I thought he would perform it. He did not. Super glad hakuiperform. Also nilikuwa medhani kwa the show ata perform ile piece yake ya my boys are dying. He did not. Super glad he did not. Na zilikuwa creations mpya za hii show that fit the idea ya the concept yenye alikuwa nayo ya yeye kukuwa president. So he builds that na tells the story ya the mother and the father ki grow up, the kind of person budaki alikuwa, with jokes and humorous remarks, then switching into elements, seriousness and grave stories and moments. And that is something that the entire show did extremely well. Hiyo kuplay na moods niliongelea for Gufy, how Gufy does it na writing yake. He'd have such a somber piece and kuna a stack of somber lines, and then he'd just say a line that maybe has a punchline, maybe is a pun, or just a hilarious or humorous remark, and for a moment it makes you laugh. And then what that does ni you forget ile mood ulikuwa nayo kidogo, it makes it light, then mnaendelea. So it's a technique that works for Gufy. So here ilikuwa playing around na moods, telling us how these funny stories kuhusu budako ali slap msee kama mwinua juu, vile ilikuwa epitome ya madharau, yeye kukuwa mbigi na how anaweza piga budako, hizo stories za watu hii. And then yeye kupata diabetes, yeye kukuwa in a very now dire situation, story ya Wera. And then yeye kusema, kukuuliza as Mufasa, as Kibet, ushaikosa school fees, ushaifukuzwa shule? No. And the next day he leaves. And that just changes the moment he says that. Nasema the next day he left, it changes everything. And then now gets into the piece, but kumekuwa na such a build up, and he gets into this question, who and what is a man, and ideas of how kiwa mtoi unaview budako, how budako anajiview, identity yake ameitie to providing, providence, to employment, to yeye kusupport familia. Now what does this man become, and getting into easy, vile Kemi alisema, number of topics were tackled, stories of employment, stories of masculinity, identity, the youth and how they fit into this narrative, education, the system, the marginalization, And this is just looking at it kwa the grand scheme. Ni ukiangalia politicians when wanasema they want to be presidents, inakuanga you have to give your story, you have to sell your story, ndio watu wa kuamini na waone story yako waseme you are the one. That is the same thing Mufasa does. Starts with the background story, starts with kule ametoka, kuishi Eldoret, stories za kubaiwa chipo na sose na fanta na budako kwa baki kubribe. Builds this story very well. Budako kulose wera, kupata diabetes, life kuchange. A story that Kenyans can relate. Many Kenyans can relate. Something that politicians have to do wakitafuta kura. And he builds this narrative. The next one, kuna story ya now leadership na Christianity, leadership na religion, and how they tie together. The question, the statement, the aphorism, your leadership comes from God. Something that I myself have questioned for years now. The logic, the rationale behind his statement. He delves into that. Akianza pia again na ni kama kuongea more of a actually ilikuwa more, the entire thing was more of a conversation. Iyo segment sasa. Ye kuongea na watu, if God alichagua leaders, this and that, if God hakuchagua, if we choose leaders, we are to blame. So more conversational, and that's the tone. But now in between this kulikuwa na a prior point where kulikuwa na a theatrical piece. So ule actor nimeongelea mwenye alikuwa Hoka, alikuwa na another actor. So ilikuwa Ndenga na Kwach walikuwa kwa jela, and then kulikuwa na the other prisoner, nimesoma jina lake hapa, mwenye nimesema I could be butchering the name, and I am sure I am. Lukiamuzi ni alikuwa the other minister for external association from Uganda, alikuwa the other prisoner. Watu wenye wako jela wanajaribu kuibia watu kutoka jela, so kupigia kuambia utumedo wapatie pin ya banki yako, vitu kama hivyo. It came to life again. These are professionals, wanajua kile wanafanya, wali execute. The transition after this opening to them kwa the other side of the stage, seamless. Another thing, the use of space was something that wali execute vizuri kwenye, au for example prisoners walikuwa Mufasa kuteli story from this right side of the stage with a spotlight under yeye, then after kusema budake, after kumuuliza maswali, the next day he left, he says that kuna moment of silence, then he walks towards the center of the stage for now this performance, walking and giving us space to be in that moment na be sad with him. That settles, light inarudio side ingine, kuna some events inashuka, Mufasa comes sasa hapa chini ya stage, anaongea na audience, and it even ina bridge your gap, ni conversational, anaongelea kuhusu religion, amedunga kanzu. The execution ya hii. Then after that happening, na story ya God, sijui kama ni that point. So hapa I am butchering the order here, but kulikuwa na, sijui if Njoki came in kwa hiyo point, I think so. Juu again transition, as Njoki, the band ilibaki stage hadi mwisho when Fadhili alikuwa na perform. Njoki aliwalk to the stage as Mufasa was still talking to the audience kuhusu history ya leadership na God. So that is stage kuna giza, Kibeta kwa hapa chini. Time Mufasa amesema, and if we choose our leaders, then we are to blame for everything. he walks away and light inakam kwa stage and Njoki ana peak immediately. Hakuna hiyo space. I think that happened. Sijui if Ash, the powerhouse that is Ash, sijui if ali follow immediately, but yeye pia vile aliingia kulikuwa na another seamless transition. Hakukuwa na hizo spaces mmekaa, kuna silence, another seamless transition. Or after that I think kulikuwa na after that Njoki performance kulikuwa na something playing on the screen, just some visuals, and then kulikuwa na females speaking wakishare their experiences za sexual assault in public transport. So 2 audio clips zilicheza different experiences, but really the same experience. You naongelea experiences zao kwa these horrendous matatus, this system that we are living in, and they have to go through this on a daily. So it's chilling and numbing. It reminds you of the experiences that women go through. And easy audio clips zina play, and zikiisha, Stella Kivuti anaingia, Minister wa Justice. And I was watching this and I'm thinking, this is just tightly knit. That is exactly what Stella talks about kwa piece yake, and that is the crux of her works. And anafanya performance yake, and after that na kuongelea alisema something kuhusu nini, how when women buy cars, it's not buying luxury, it's not buying luxury, it's paying for security. And then kusema how wale watu wenye mna face watu wanduthi, mna face magad, mna face madonda, mna face your workmates, mna face your classmates, and all of this ni just possibilities za harassment na assault. Na akasema nye sisi going through this, we are the champions, na watu wenye tunafaa kuwa celebrated juu vitu si upitia ni crazy. So kuna another somber moment, another pensive moment that ends. Then Ash comes in from this other side. Steph alitoka huku kwenye Njoki alitokea. Stella ana exit, Ash anakuja from his side ingine na ana perform something yenye again ni hopeful. So kuna hiyo play piece ya Mufasa Alia yenye ilianza story ya budake na men na young men in this country ties into this young men being in prison. Na again kuna story pia immigration, huyu Ugandan kukua hapo, na story za watu kucheza watu, fraud, story zao yenyewe kupatikana hapo, kukosa do, kwenda kuiba kwa super mafuta, huyu msemo mwingine kukuwa na mtu mwenye ako na sickle cell, so you have to pay and steal your child from the hospital, bills, na story ya corona, tied in a lot of issues in very effortless ways. But again, in a tie from story ya vijana wako jela, and then now we shift and tunaendelea na hii story. But hiyo ilikuwa a theatrical performance, ilikuwa na lots of humor, but again when Umsa alikuwa na share story ya mtoi wake kukuwa na sickle cell, mood inakuwa somber, then kuna laughter tena. Then we proceed now, tunaenda kwa hizi audio clips, we go to Stella somberness, Ash anakuja kuna light up ama Mufasa na story ya leadership, then Njoki kukuja na kuna light up juu ni hopeful, then kuna that transition to huyu Hoka akiingia moment ya hope imepanda. Asha ameimba beautifully, hata incorporate watu kuimba kidogo, but si ina hyped manner, and none of when Stella amekuja stage asemi I am Stella Kivuti. Njoki akiingia stage, none of that, anakuja ana perform. Literally that is what everyone is doing. Asha ameperform, huyu Hoka anakuja na magazeti huku nyuma, anaingia, anatembea, anafika, Ngati yako stage, anaanza na magazeti na headlines, and that was also another that monologue, kuangalia headlines za gazeti wakiannounce Kenya's independence, and ye kurudia. I think about that moment a lot, I think about that day a lot, and that refrain again, ye kutie into story ya leadership, independence. Tumongelea independence hapa earlier, stories za uhuru and what that means, what that meant then kwenye tuko sahi. Kuna coming story ya young men again na men, but also akaongelea pia watoi, akaongelea pia women tying again. Kulikuwa na story ya men earlier, kuna story ya women from what Stella ali perform. So kuna these strands that zinarika, then Ngatia again akarifa to Njoki, na Njoki kuimba kuhusu Tutaomba. Alikuwa na a rendition of the national anthem that I've never heard before, and this is Njoki Karu you're speaking of, so that siko surprised, but the execution, yo Mungu tutaomba, and that idea and how imefit to what alikuwa anasema, and Ngati referring to Njoki, na Ngati kusema Njoki anasema tutaomba tu, Njoki anasema tutaomba tu. Slim Shaka anasema, Slim Shaka pia aliingia at some point, Jolko alikuja before Ngati definitely again alikuja after Ash. Lights zimedim, use of light pia on point, lights zimedim, zimekuwa red, anatoka from that side of the stage. Ash ame-exit na kwenye aliingilia, Slim anaingilia hiyo side ingine pole pole, taking his time, usual attire, looking dapper, akona a bouquet. And so based on that you think, okay, this looks interesting. Anatembea, anapatia one audience member a stem ya rose, but ni piece yake ya who wrote this sad poem, and anaiperform akichukua hizi rose akizitupa chini. Rest in peace Tomboya, rest in peace Pio Gama Pinto. Such a devastating poem, devastating piece, another somber moment. Inakuja after Ash kupea watu hope, so kuna another change again. So the playing around with this was pure class, I'd say. Then now the Hoka na Ngatia coming in. Slim did his thing as usual as usual, and ye pia piece yake ina tie into Kenya's history, assassinations, history, extrajudicial killings, the politics and the governance of this country. Follows a Hoka, then comes Ngatia, touching on the same. So Ngatia akarifa to Njoki, akarifa to Slim, na akatouch on the same issues that zimekuwa touched on before. Executed kwa this lengthy monologue that was well written and well executed, well delivered to kuka from. So swings zilikuwa zimekuja, alikuwa amekaa kwa the farthest one, akasimama, akaka katikati, akamaliza. So Njoki anasema tutaomba tu, taking us back to idea leadership na position ya God and religion and how we use prayer. That was another one. Then after that kutoka Fadhili kuingia, another moment ya kutransition, Fadhili kuperform Kenya, and then kuperform Assalamu Alaikum from the album, Shindushi nilikuwa nimesikia early in the day, nilisikia vizuri sana when he was performing it. Ali loop vizuri sana. At first nilikuwa najiambia, wait, how is he sounding like that na ako peke yake on stage? Then now kwa the next song akianza salamu alaikum, aliimba, aliplay, akaimba, akailoop, akakumbuka make sense. Alikuwa anajiambia anafanyaje sauti yake hivyo? Fadhili is aliperform salamu alaikum, aliloop, took his time, very effortless. Then you look, so that happens, and then kuna activity na happen somewhere hapo juu, uko juu kwa stage, so kuna door opens closed. Then Fadhili akimaliza kuimba na akiturn down, we also move with the lighting na tunaenda kwa corner uko juu. Mufasa ako somewhere above kwa another entrance, ana perform piece yake uko juu, and ana perform hiyo piece. It also touches on watuka wa Somali and the perceptions that we have about them, how we get to have perspectives that we do, also social and political conversations. Comes back to Fadhili here. Fadhili pia aliingia, akujiintroduce, alianza kuperform. Then Fadhili ako hapa, we are done. Kiasi Mufasa comes in. Anakuja hapa chini kidogo, does a small thing, ana exit. Fadhili proceeds. Then Mufasa comes in from this other end. Sasa midunga suti, akona hizo placards, akona placards zake, manifesto yake. Amekuwa kibuild through the show using this amazing team. Na hapo ndio sasa story ya kufanya PK kwa 4 bob, those placards, PK kwa 4 bob, bouncing castles for adults, turn for interns, alikuwa na number of those, anazionyesha kwa watu. Then anasema the type of leader he would be, and that closes as also bado nani ana play, and it builds up a salam alaikum, a moment of celebration, a moment of sort of also ni cathartic pia, those feelings that watu wamekuwa nazo, releasing that and letting that go, and closing this moment ya hope. Mara ingine outside of hizi situations that zilikuwa grave, that Mufasa alikuwa anaongelea, but now ya kupeana manifesto na kumaliza after telling an entire story, kuongelea issues that concern him together with this team. I tweeted and I posted on Facebook, Mufasa has arguably staged the best show of his career, and that is why I believe that is the best show of his career. Tumekaa hapa for almost 4 hours. Najua it's about time to fike our limit, so we will have to end this live here. I possibly might come back tumalize hii story, tupeane songs, tumalize vizuri, then tuende. So I'll finish it before nianze ku struggle hapa, then please come back for a few minutes, then tumalize.